Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Well, hi, Jenny.
Hi.
You should have took that bet.
I tried to warn you.
No, you should took the bet.
I should have taken the bet.
You got scared.
Yeah, I didn't get scared. I just thought it's the Warriors at home, But I've been telling you the Clippers, real deal.
What you tell me, what you've been telling me about the Warriors at home? They've lost 6 games by 20 to 30 points at home.
Yeah.
You got scared. Could have had you a bottle of dude sitting right there.
Yeah. I've got a whole swimming pool. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
What time is it now?
You know what time it is.
I don't
it's
know.
Dame Dollar time.
What's the? He's not playing.
I'm going to go to work on you like he went to work on Russ.
Really?
That's what we're going to
Yes.
do every day now.
So you just compared me to Russell Westbrook?
Yep.
That's the biggest insult ever.
I don't know about that. On today's show, will Skip's guy Kyler Murray be a star in the NFL? The day is finally here. And is Shannon's guy LeBron James upset with the Lakers? But we are going to start with the NBA playoffs. The Clippers were a huge underdog last night, but they had a 15-point lead on Golden State in the third quarter. That is when Kevin Durant took over. He finished with a career playoff high, 45 points. And the Warriors took the lead late in the fourth, but the Clippers came back, led by Lou Williams. He hit big shot after big shot down the stretch and finished with 33 points. LA got the win to force a Game 6 tomorrow night. And after the game, Lou said the Warriors have overlooked the Clippers. Take a listen.
Last couple of days, Warriors have been talking a lot about the Rockets and looking ahead of the series. And what is that? What do you guys sort of send a message at all with this win? Don't forget about us at all.
No, that's something they should focus on. For us, our focus was to come in and extend the series to get another game on our home floor. It's their mistake for looking ahead, and so that's on them.
Build from this game. This game sucked. We lost. Let's go win Friday. Let's win big. Let's freaking win by 30, like we're capable of. But it's basketball. So I'm excited for Friday.
Okay, Shannon,
Uh-oh.
what happened last night?
Skip, they sent them dogs to the podium. You see Pat Beverly, Trez, and Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou to the rescue. Skip, what happened last night, the Warriors did look past them. They did not believe, they have a 3-1 lead. There's no way they can come back and beat us. And they came out, Skip, like, you know what? We're not going to play any defense. We're just going to get into a scoring match with these guys. And they jump out first quarter 41. And then something happened.
Yep.
They stopped making shots, and because they didn't play any defense, the Clippers kept making shots. So now, what I thought, I was like, man, the Clippers, because remember, Skip, I said, it's going to be 107-90. Well, they got 71 points at the half. And
Who had 71 points?
the Clippers
Thank
you.
Not Golden State.
No.
Yep.
They allowed the Clippers to get into a rhythm. And once they got into that rhythm, they couldn't get them out of it. They got 57 points. They had 59 total bench points, but they got 57 from Montrezl Harrell and Sweet Lou Williams. Skip, once he got it going, and Trez was unbelievable rolling to the rim. And when he rolls to the rim, he's dunking on your head or he's playing through you. He played through Draymond, he played through KD, he played through Bogut. And the problem they're going to run in, Skip, now that Boogie's out, Boogie could take Trez away from the basket. He can make him work on the defensive end. None of their other bigs can make him work. So he's a bundle of energy to begin with that he has to expend none of that on the defensive side of the basketball. So now we go back to the closer, Sweet Lou. Skip, he can get any shot he wants. He shoots the three really well, and his head, that up fake, Skip, he's dribbling the basketball. And he gets everybody with the same move. He's dribbling. And he gives him the up fake like he's about to rise for the jumper. And guess what? Ask Katie about it. Ask Iggy. Ask everybody about it.
Ask me about it on Sunday afternoon. What happened last Sunday? What happened? What happened? What did I come in here and pound the desk about on Monday morning? What did I pound?
You wanted Sweet Lou.
Well, what did he do in the fourth quarter? It's a 1-point game, and Sweet Lou went completely south on me.
He made up
After
for
I
it.
talked about him being a potential Hall of Famer. He just let me down. He went 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter on Sunday. This series should be 3-2 Clippers. It should be. It was on a silver platter for Sweet Lou to do sweet things.
You know what?
Right?
You know what?
Am I right about that?
You're right.
Yes.
But I think your hostility and you being upset.
I lost a case.
That's what it's about.
I had it. I called it. I said they're going to win Game 4. They won't be able to win Game 3, but they would win Game 4. And if they had closed the deal that was right there to be closed, we'd be having a very different conversation.
But you know we wouldn't, because the Golden State Warriors would have taken this game more serious.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
But they're going to close. I believe they'll close it out, Skip. They underestimated the Clippers. And as you mentioned, Doc said this is the most resilient group he's ever coached.
Ever.
They are
that's a big statement.
They got contributions from everybody. Patrick Beverley was unbelievable. JaMychal Green gave them quality minutes. Skip, I don't know what's going on with the Warriors, but did you know that Klay Thompson has taken more shots than Steph? Mm-hmm. Steph is down to about 15 shots a game, where he was at 19 during the regular season. Now, I can understand a little bit because KD had it going. And when KD has it going, you don't want to interrupt that. It's kind of like what we saw the other night with Dame Lillard. He had it going, the other guys got out of his way. But they better take the Clippers serious. The Clippers believe, because they've already gone to Oracle, beaten them one time, they believe they can do it again.
Sure.
You don't be wanting to go back and skip for a game 7.
You do not want any part of that.
You're an injury away, or a bounce, a ball falls in from going home.
Yep.
But I believe they'll take care of business when they play Friday night. Yeah, I believe they'll take care of business.
I'm not so sure about that.
Really?
I'm feeling a Game 7 in this series, and I'll tell you why. I saw a little different game than you saw last night. I saw a strange and amazing thing happen at Oracle Arena. You can write off what happened in Game 2 as a fluke, as an aberration. They were 31 points down, and they came back because Golden State took their foot off the gas, and they couldn't quite push the accelerator back down until it was too late.
Right.
I'll give you fluke in Game 2. Last night was anything but a fluke, because the Clippers beat Golden State playing a good game at home. Golden State played a good basketball game last night. Golden State made 15 three-point shots. Isn't that usually the recipe for disaster for the visiting team at Oracle? 15? Yeah. By the way, Golden State hit 8 of 10 threes in the first quarter. Yeah. What usually happens to the poor road foe if you give up 8 threes to that team in that building?
Right.
It's over. That's when the Clippers should have said, we give up, we're home for the holidays. We're on vacation, right?
Yep.
They should have just said, we're not worthy. We're done. Thank you very much.
But Golden State let them get 6.
Okay.
They
just kept right on keeping on and matching shot for shot.
Yes.
So they beat them head-to-head with the Warriors playing a pretty good, if not very good game at their house, right?
Right.
So, again, I'm going to reiterate that quote. Doc said, most resilient team I have ever coached. And to his point, Golden State roared all the way back in the fourth quarter and got all the way at the 240 mark. Kevin Durant dunked.
Yeah.
And put them ahead by 1 point, 118 to 117. Wouldn't that be a no-moss moment? Wouldn't that be game over?
I thought it was game over at that point.
Okay, and what happened? My man, Sweet Lou, came right down and bombed a 3. But not only that, Kevin hit him on the hand and fouled him, and it became a 4-point play to put them back up 3 points.
Right.
Then what happened on the other end? We're seeing that shot right now. Boom. +1. Oh, wow. Kevin Durant. Interesting.
There you go.
7-foot monster.
Best player on
so
the
here they
planet.
come right down here, and your man Steph Curry dribbled right into a turnover. What do I always say about Steph? Bigger the moment, the smaller he plays. He dribbled right in. That's a huge turnover because they come right back to the other end, and this is Steph. Here we come back the other end. Watch this shot by Lou Williams. Right in the face of Kevin Durant, a runner up off the glass. That's in the face of a 7-foot monster.
You see how he creates
Look at this. He bumped it for a little.
That's how he creates the space.
But again, that was the dagger to me. That's where you say, wait a second, they got us.
Yeah.
They just shot us right in the stomach, right?
And then he comes back on hits a 20-footer on the left perimeter.
When he made that, the runner shot up off the glass, I said, that's just too good.
It
So
was.
I'm going to say what I said again. Should be 3-2 Clippers because they should have won that game on Sunday. That's Lou's house. That's Sweet Lou. That is the greatest score off the bench in the history of this league. And again,
Special.
on Sunday he went 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter, and I told you at the end of the show yesterday, he owes his team. And he paid them back last night because that's 33 points on 12 and 19. Do you realize he had 10 assists last night? Lou Williams had 10 assists in this game.
7 of them was the Trez.
Yeah.
Dunking down the lane.
Do you realize Patrick Beverley, who played his tail off again last night, do you realize he had 14 rebounds?
I do.
That's Westbrook-esque, right?
Yes.
And do you realize they finally got Gallinari going a little bit? He was only 3 for 11 from 3, but at least he scored some points. He scored 26 and started making some shots.
And Skip, that was the thing is that normally when they go 8 of 10 in the first quarter from 3, that means they're going to end up somewhere in the 40s.
Yep.
But the opposing team's going to be somewhere in the 20s. Well, because they weren't playing any D, and Patrick Beverley and those guys was kind of matching them because they were 6 of what? I think 6 of 15. 6 of 15 from the 3 in the first quarter. So now
not bad.
You only what, plus 6 from the 3-point range, where you make 8 threes in the first quarter. You're normally more than plus 6.
Yep. So Doc Rivers said after the game, that's the first time in this series we have been us. It's the first Clipper game in this series where they actually played a good game from start to finish.
They did.
Obviously, when you get behind by 31, that's not a good game. So he's making the point that maybe we sort of found ourselves. They've been nothing but confident. They're not afraid of this team at all.
No, they're not.
Because this team, again, you brought it up earlier, and I brought it up all year long, this team lost a total of 8 games by 20-plus points, and 6 of those games were at home. And 2 of those home games were by 35 to Dallas and 33 to Boston. That's such, I told you, that's like not red flags. That's like neon blinking red, danger, danger, danger.
Right.
Something's wrong with that. Golden State plummeted this year in defense. They were 10th in defensive efficiency. They were 16th in points allowed. Defense still wins championships in this league. And when they've been winning, when they've won the last 2, they were one of the best defensive teams in the league. They are not anymore.
They're not playing the same style of basketball. But, Skip, I believe the Warriors do not believe that the Clippers can actually beat them. Yeah, you win a game. Yeah, you win a game or 2. But can you beat us 4 times in 2 weeks? Now, it's the best of 2. Now, we're about to find out.
Yep.
But, Skip, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Draymond's playing terrible. He's shooting in what?
I don't think it's an elephant because I don't think he's been very good all year, honestly.
And he could have easily gotten tossed last night. He got the one tech, Skip, and he wouldn't let it go.
That was actually the signature moment of this game because Patrick Beverley lost his shoe and held it in his hand and drew a charge from Draymond, who tried to step over him.
Again.
He got another technical foul, if we can see this.
Unnecessary.
Here we go. Lost shoe. Ooh, boom.
I mean, what?
Oh, now you're going to step over him? Really? Okay. Okay, good luck with that. Yeah. And you're teed up again.
See?
Unnecessary.
I got to take the emotion out the game, bro. And, I mean, they're like basically on offense, Skip. They're playing 4 on 5. They just leave Draymond open. They're like, you can't make a 3. We're just going to leave you open. As long as you don't get a putback or anything like that, that's it. It's bad. He's playing really bad, and maybe he's lost his confidence because, Skip, you remember Game 7 that he played against the Cavs. He was 32, 15, and 9. He would have been, I believe he would have been MVP had they won the series because he was that special in the series. Now, maybe the voters would have taken it away from him, Skip, because he did get suspended for the act what he did against LeBron because it was totally unnecessary, but it didn't cost him. Anyway, as I was saying, I believe the Warriors do not fear the Clippers. Like you said.
Nor do the Clippers fear the Warriors.
No question about that.
You know what? I don't see any reason why the Clippers shouldn't win Game 6 at home. I don't see any reason why not, that they should win.
Sure.
And for the Clippers to win a game on the road when Kevin Durant gives you that virtuoso, how do you because Skip, he was spectacular. I was like, we about to get another Dame performance because he had it going. And when he gets it going, it's a thing of beauty.
So true.
But they're like, nah, we're not going anywhere.
In the fourth quarter, he missed 7 shots, 4 of 11. I'm not sure that was a thing of beauty.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
I know the best player on the planet did not miss.
Wait, you just changed your tune.
No,
midstream.
You said that's you. That's what you said.
You were I was trying to correct you because I'm objective about my people.
First of all.
And you're not at all objective. And so you're making the case it was a virtuoso performance and he shot 4 of 11.
So hold on. And hold on, but he was 14 or 26. 12 or 12 for the free throw line. You say you like that.
Money time.
And he had only one turnover.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Skip.
He's the best player on the planet. We know that.
No, we don't know that.
But he's on a troubled basketball team because that Draymond versus KD, the B-word situation that's still simmering under the surface. You know that. This team's running out of psychological gas. This team is not playing defense. This team is in jeopardy of facing a Game 7 against the Clippers while the Rockets are resting.
Right.
Yeah.
And a Game 7 at Oracle is dicey to me because the Clippers would go in there with nothing to lose. And the statement we just saw Clay make, I thought that was a dangerous thing for him to say about Game 6. He said, we should go win it by 30. That's who we are. That's what we do. Well, Doc's going to replay that in the Clippers locker room.
Yeah.
But you know what Golden State saw, Skip? They saw the Nets. They saw Orlando go on the road and lay it down. And they expected the Clippers to come into Oracle and lay it down. But they are not built like that.
I don't know, because Kevin Durant has been nothing but highly complimentary. The Clippers, how hard they play, how much they push this
If
team.
that's the case, then why do you get a 31-point lead with 4 All-Stars and lose it? If you believe what you said.
That was after that they started talking about how competitive the Clippers are.
Right.
But I think they went in last night thinking this will be a battle.
I think they underestimated them again. And Clay said,
yeah,
you
but
can start
how do
with
you
me.
underestimate when Kevin dunks to give you a 118, 117 lead with 2:40 left, and then you get outscored 12-3? Did they underestimate him in the last 2 minutes?
No,
of the game?
they underestimated them to start the game because they didn't think it would even get to that point. They wanted to be on the sideline resting, getting ready for the Houston Rockets.
Okay, but don't tell me they weren't playing hard in the first quarter. They made 8 of 10 threes.
They made 8 of 10.
I think they just got beat, just straight up, flat out beaten in their own building.
Normally what happens is that when they shoot like that, they really lock in defensively. And the score is normally 41-24, 41-26. But because they weren't playing defense as great as they played, they shot 50% in the first quarter, 56% in the first quarter. And you only got a 4-point lead. You shot the lights out of the building. 8 of 10 from 3, and all you got is a 4-point lead. So guess what? All that work you did, like, hold on, they're still attached to us. And now in the second quarter, you allow them to shoot 62% from the floor.
Yep.
You shoot in the mid-40s. So what was a 4-point lead? Now you're down.
So I told you before the playoffs started, Golden State is going down somewhere, somehow. It probably won't be to the Clippers, but pound of flesh is going to be taken out of Golden State by the Clippers. It's going to be harder for the Warriors to get back up for arresting Houston.
They get up.
And I'm going to remind you, Houston against Utah. Utah's a good basketball team. Utah averaged scoring 112 a game during the regular season. In the 5 games against Houston in the series that just ended, they averaged 98 a game. So Houston held them under 100 points average for 5 games. That's highly impressive. They were really good on defense last night.
Yep.
The Rockets.
Let's be real.
The Rockets are a better defensive team than the Warriors are.
Okay,
right?
I will concede that. But let's not pretend Donovan Mitchell didn't stink it up for
He
4 to 5 games.
4 of 22. I love Donovan Mitchell, but I can't defend any of that.
Yeah,
I can't defend 5
with the
turnovers.
exception of the one game in which he went for 19 in the fourth.
Yeah.
All the rest of the games, he stunk it up, Skip.
Yep. No, I agree. I cannot defend it. And yet last night I looked at his numbers for the year. His numbers are up in every category from his what should have been Rookie of the Year a year ago. Well, he should have won it last year. But
Do we got some do on this game tomorrow night or something?
No. What game?
Clippers.
Game 6?
Oh, really? Oh, you're
Yeah,
just
why
trying to
not?
steal. Well,
Back
what's
in
the
LA?
spread on it?
No.
50?
We don't get no
I'll
spread.
take the spread.
You
No, I'll take it. Game 6, I'll take the spread.
You do know.
Yeah.
Now that
It'll
you
be
mentioned
probably
spread,
like
that
10,
was the
12.
second biggest upset. I think in like they said that 10, 15 years.
Okay.
No, Skip. You don't want no spread. You said this is a good ball club, well coached,
They're
resilient.
very well coached.
No,
Yep.
no.
Yeah,
You don't
I
get
like
no
it. I'll take the spread right now, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is.
Where's the table at? That's the only spread you about to get. If somebody set a table or
I don't
something?
eat spreads.
Oh, you don't eat-
Stay away from spreads. They're lethal.
What you mean?
They're lethal. That's the one thing you cannot do in a press box. Don't eat the spread.
Don't eat the spread.
Yeah.
What
Stay
am
away.
I supposed to do with it?
Well,
been-
you'll go back and eat it again and
probably
again
my
and again.
problem.
But Skip,
Yeah.
you have to understand that the spread, you've been there for like 6-7 hours. What you gonna do? Fast?
Huh?
The
You
Warriors.
take your own. Take your own. eat it, and
There
be
ain't
done.
nobody be no brown bagging to stop. Enjoy it.
I brown bagged every game I ever covered. I did. I
Don't
did.
you want to enjoy life?
Look at me. I'm
Okay, I'm looking at you.
5% body fat.
Okay, all that. Guess what?
Okay,
They
the
put those
Warriors are
type of
5.
people.
It's 9.5 points.
9.5. I'll take 9.5 right
I'm
now.
not gonna be able to get that.
You won't give me
Spread
9.5?
I'll give you 6 though.
Huh.
You're at home at Staples.
I want the Vegas spread. Come on, at least that. I mean,
Vegas,
you think it's
Vegas
gonna be
got people bashed in the head.
okay? Yeah.
Cause you know somebody.
You know what's funny about last night? I was thinking about Kevin Durant. He might have been looking at that team he's playing, thinking, if we can't beat them, maybe I should join
Think
them.
you thought that?
Yeah.
It went through his head?
now
Has he done that before?
We know he's not
done that
above.
before.
He's not above joining a team that has a 3-1 lead on him.
Nope, he's not. He's not above
interesting.
spiting LeBron by going to the crosstown rival.
Hold up. Why would you spite LeBron?
Can you imagine?
Just to show him, that
Show
I'm
him
king of LA. I'm king now.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You know that's not happening.
Well, he might think it could happen with this team. He'd have a team.
reality show.
LeBron's got a nightmare.
No,
Right?
he has to understand how to navigate the media. Public relations is a big part about being the face of something, Skip. You understand that.
That's true.
Yeah, especially in LA.
Yeah.
That could be interesting, though.
We'll talk about it. We got tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
I'll take 9 right
No,
now.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow with me.
All right.
Okay, is Kyler Murray the best player in the draft? The day is finally here. We'll discuss that next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
The first round of the NFL draft is tonight, and we'll finally find out if Kyler Murray will, in fact, be the #1 pick to the Cardinals. After Kyler, there are several pass rushers at the top of the draft board, including Nick Bosa from Ohio State, Alabama's Quinnen Williams, and Josh Allen from Kentucky. So, Shannon, who is the best player in the draft?
It's not always necessarily true that the best player gets selected #1. A lot of times, if it's really close, teams are going to go with the guy that produces the points, and that's the quarterback. But I like Quinnen Williams. I believe he's the best interior D lineman to come along since Aaron Donald. He puts you in the mind of the Aaron Donald and the Warren Sapps, the guys that are around 6 foot tall. The first thing when I look at an interior lineman, I want to know, is he explosive? I need him to be able to jump off the ball. For the longest time, we thought of defensive linemen, interior linemen, Skip, guys that stout against the run. And if he gave you 2 or 3 sacks a year, 4 sacks, you're like, okay, that's pretty good. But then here come the guys, the Warren Sapps, the Johnny Randalls, the guys that were in the double digits. And then here come Aaron Donald, takes it to a whole new level. He gets to 20. Quinnen Williams has that kind of ability. He plays downhill. He can change the line of scrimmage in an instant. The tackle for losses, 19 tackle for losses last year. And coming from Alabama, he knows how to practice. He knows how to play because he's played in a lot of big games. I believe with him, coming from that factory down in Alabama and looking at the way the game is played now, all things being equal, I think I would rather have an interior D lineman that can get to the quarterback as opposed to an edge rusher for the simple fact he's closer. And if you come around the edge, Kip, the quarterback will step up in the pocket. But if I collapse the pocket from the middle, you got nowhere to go. So I believe Quinnen Williams is the best player in this draft, and I believe he'll prove me to be correct.
Jenny, I must admit to you,
Tell me.
this question is laughable to me. I'm embarrassed we're asking this question.
No, you're not embarrassed.
Because I'm embarrassed by
We already know you're going to take
Want me to
chalk.
ask again?
I'm embarrassed by your answer.
You're going to take chalk, I already know.
Chalk
Yeah.
it's not even chalk. It's just if Kyler Murray is as great as I think he is and will be in the National Football League, he'll be 50 times more valuable than anybody else on the board. Anybody else. Unless you can assure me that Quinnen Williams is Reggie White. If he's Reggie White, even though there are times Reggie White even disappeared a little bit against Dallas, I don't know. Will he have Lawrence Taylor impact? If you can assure me that Quinnen Williams is going to completely disrupt every offense he ever faced.
Well, if you're going to assure me that he's going to be Tom Brady, well, then all bets are off. Are you going to assure me that?
I'm just going to assure you he's going to be really good.
That's not good enough for the #1 overall pick.
Well, he's capable of winning. I don't know how good his team is going to be, but he's capable of winning multiple Super Bowls. That's how gifted he is, because all he did was win 3 straight Texas State high school football championships. All he did at Oklahoma, think about this. he was following a Heisman Trophy winner who went #1 overall. You don't think that's pressure cooker pressure? You don't think those are the biggest shoes to fill you could ever step into at the University of Oklahoma? Jenny's been there. I grew up there going to those games. The pressure in that city, in that state, is just suffocating, especially on the quarterback. And what did he do? Baker Mayfield had arguably the greatest statistical year in the history of college football. He'd actually had them back-to-back years. He led in QBR back-to-back. Kyler Murray took it up a whole nother level and had the greatest, an even greater statistical year than Baker Mayfield had. And they lost one game, and Kyler Murray was extraordinary in that one game and threw 4 touchdown passes and had over 500 yards of total offense against Texas. So to me, I saw nothing but great. And again, if he is now reunited with a guy who's, I'm not exaggerating this, is his soulmate, his football soulmate in Cliff Kingsbury, then it's great on great on great. I could, it's match made in heaven. And look, he's 50 times better than anybody just by virtue of the position he plays. Everybody's looking for a quarterback.
Well, we understand
right?
that, though, Skip.
Okay, but think about this. Think of the desperation you're about to witness tonight. Live, national TV. Yes. You're going to watch desperation on the part of the Giants, the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Redskins, and probably 3 or 4 other teams, because they're all looking for a quarterback. Yeah. Because you can't even compete in this league without a quarterback unless you have the 2000 Ravens defense and Trent Dilfer's just okay at quarterback.
Or the 02 Bucks.
I was going to say Derek Brooks, the great Derek Brooks. If you have Brad Johnson in that defense, you got a shot.
Yes.
Or we can keep going to Jim McMahon and the '85 Bears. Jim
you need Hall of Fame. Basically, what you're saying, if you have a subpar quarterback, you need Hall of Famers on the other side of the ball. To Richard Dent, Mike Singletary, '85 Bears, who had Rod Woodson and Ray.
Correct. So do you know how many swings and misses there are every draft on draft night for quarterbacks?
Yes.
And again, I listed some, and again, I was on the record with all these quarterbacks saying they're just okay, but they're not good enough to take them that high. And they're Paxton Lynch. I said before, I just don't. I don't love him. E.J. Manuel, I did not love him, and he just wasn't. Ryan Tannehill he was actually a little better than I thought, and they're still trying to move on from him, right?
They'd moved on.
Okay, Jake Locker, I loved him as a kid, got to meet him on First Take, but I said he's not good enough. He's like an athlete trying to play quarterback, so he was a bust. I never liked Blaine Gabbert. He's been maybe a little better than I thought, but you what do you call him? Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian Ponder, great guy. I said he can't play. Yeah, Oklahoma beat Florida State in Norman with Christian Ponder. I said he just looks like another guy to me. Sam Bradford's had his moments, but he's just too brittle. He can't. I never loved him in Oklahoma. Mark Sanchez, I never loved, and he got with a good defense and a good coordinator.
And almost rode it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, Jamarcus Russell, I was adamantly against, and he was a complete bust. Brady Quinn was just another guy to me, and he went too high. Matt Leinart, I love him here, doing what he did, but I just didn't love, he's a great college quarterback who's never going to be that guy in pro football.
It's hard, Skip, it's hard to evaluate players, because sometimes all you can hope is that when you look at a guy's tape, Skip, and he goes to the combine, he's everything that you think.
Yep.
But you really never know what a guy's going to be until you get him in your building.
Yeah.
Because we've seen some of the all-time great college players, Skip, do what they need to do at the combine. They test off the board in the interview room.
Speaking of that, I nicknamed this player Kyle, I should have been a bowler, because he should have been a bowler. And he was a great kid. And remember, at his pro day at Cal, he was on his knees and threw it through the goalpost, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's extraordinary. But does it translate into playing quarterback? It does not.
It does not.
And so everybody loved him, and he's rocketing up the draft boards, the mock drafts, and you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your pick. So a lot of that's going to happen tonight.
Yes.
But I believe heart and soul, I'm 1,000% sold on Kyler Murray. Can he beat Tom Brady? Who can beat Tom Brady?
Whoa,
well, there's only one and only.
Can he be Peyton Manning?
No, those are 2. You just went to the very top. Can he be a top 10 NFL quarterback? Yes.
But you want Quincy Williams to be Reggie White or LT.
By virtue of the position.
Yes.
If Kyler Murray, let's just say this, he proves to be one of the top 10 quarterbacks in pro football, you have to take him. And you can't take Quincy Williams. Like, come on. You can't tell me that Quincy Williams is better than Kyler Murray.
Here's the thing, Skip. Look, if it's close, let's just say that both have a grade of 8.8 to 9. You always take the guy that score points. That's what I was told by a general manager that did this, that was very good at this. You take the guy that produces the points.
Okay. All right.
So you always going to, I mean, even if you know, you always going to take the quarterback.
Yep.
You're going to take Tom, if they're coming out knowing what you know, you take Tom Brady over LT. Because he scores. I think LT is the greatest player to ever live. But you always going to take the quarterback, Skip. But I just believe Quentin Williams, given what he's able to do to reset the line of scrimmage, he's tremendous with his hands. And that's what the interior linemen need to be. They need to get disengaged very quick, plays in the backfield.
I liked him a lot. I thought he was really good.
Ask old Kyler Murray about him. He saw him up close and personal. Saw him up close and personal.
You know what Kyler Murray did in that game, national semifinal, with the worst good team defense in the history of college football?
What'd he do?
Kyler Murray threw for 308, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and ran for another 109.
How many in the first half?
308
when the
plus
game when they needed it.
109. That's 417 yards of total offense.
In the first half. No. I need that in the first half. When the score got 7-0, 14-0, 21-7.
Got a little dicey.
No, it
in the
didn't get
second
dicey.
half. Yeah,
It didn't get dicey. We never worried about y'all.
Oh, really?
We wanted y'all in the championship game, but we ended up getting Clemson.
Again,
got the L.
Oklahoma shouldn't have even been in the national
You're right.
semifinal. He's the only reason they were in the semifinal.
Yeah, because the Heisman Trophy, when you want the Heisman Trophy to be showcased, but we showed you what y'all was about. Showed it to you. And Coach Saban hurting, the hip was hurting.
Yeah.
Just imagine if he had that hip, his hip was bothering.
He had what do you call it? A replacement hip, then he'd been even better, right?
Yeah, he'd been
also, that's what's been wrong with that defense.
Yeah,
he's got a bad hip.
Bad hip.
That's why they keep giving up 40 plus.
He had it replaced, but he back at work already.
They gave up 34 to Kyler Murray. That's interesting.
Hold up. How many did y'all give up?
We gave up 45, but that was good for us actually.
But we called the dogs off.
We gave up 56 to Will Greer and West Virginia.
We tried to save some of them points. I wish we'd have saved some more of them. Skip, first of all,
we gave up 48 to Texas.
Kyler Murray got all those yards in the second half when they was meaningless.
Oh, meaningless.
Yeah, they call that garbage time, mop-up duty.
Huh, interesting.
Yep. You know that.
I didn't see any garbage.
You did. Skip, the score was 28-7 at one point. Wasn't it, Jenny?
I saw extraordinary.
Skip, I'm not. But we're going to see.
Coach Saban walked off that field saying, glad that's over.
No, he said, I already knew what was going to happen. It's just hard for me to believe, Skip, 5'9". He's 5'9", under 200 pounds. Can he stay healthy in an NFL season over a period of time? Okay. That's the question.
Better passer, Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray? Help me out.
Stop it.
Help me out. It's listen, it's not even close.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw this at you. Faster, Kyler or Lamar? It's Kyler. I promise you he's faster than Lamar. And Lamar is blazing fast. And Lamar didn't have a good year last year. He had a big-time year.
Big year.
Skip, he got him into the playoffs. I mean, his year was not spectacular. Now.
Well, he was pretty great.
Well, they started running the football. They ran the football for like 2,000 yards.
He made a lot of plays. He made a lot of third-down plays. He had Mahomes on the ropes at Kansas City.
I didn't know what my homeboy.
He did, yeah.
Oh, but let me ask you a question. So you believe Kyler Murray going to be better than my homeboy?
Probably not.
Why
be
not?
Right there. It'll be close.
Why not? He didn't know what pick in the draft. My homeboy only went 10.
You know what? I think he could be right there with.
No, he can't be right there because he ain't got that arm talent like that, Skip.
Well, who does?
He got that arm talent.
Well, I mean, who does? Seriously, nobody does. Is Kyler Murray's arm bigger than Baker Mayfield's? You better believe it is. Is he a little more accurate than Baker is? I think he is.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny to think of a year ago, we're wondering if Kyler could ever live up to Baker, and now Oklahoma could be the first school to produce back-to-back quarterbacks that go number one. I mean, that's
first
crazy.
ever.
Back number one?
Yeah.
And what a national championship they hung. They got the banners up there. They got 2 Heisman Trophy winners.
Shannon,
number one overall.
Back-to-back. No school in the history of college football has ever had back-to-back quarterbacks go number one overall.
Well, what about
you believe in that?
What about the national championship?
And would you believe Oklahoma is on course to have 3 straight Heisman winners? How can you do
know
that?
What? First of all,
crazy.
you know you're not
Did
getting.
you see Jalen Hurts in the spring game? He just lit him up, man.
I mean, y'all might be number one overall as far as number one overall draft picks. Leroy Selman. You had Sam Bradford, Baker, and now 4.
Oh, number one
overall draft picks.
Maybe.
It's gonna be hard to top that.
Where did Bosworth go? I guess he was like.
Bosworth supplemental draft.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, didn't he go number?
He went to supplemental draft to Seattle.
But didn't he go was it number 1 in the?
He might have.
Well, he might have. That counts. For
No,
a little while, it counted.
Finally, I feel like we've been talking the draft for months.
It's here now.
Yep.
Here.
You gonna be locked in. You go eat early and be right there in front of the television.
I got a problem tonight.
I have a problem.
I got a big problem.
What's the
Hear
problem?
about this? The Spurs. They're
The
playing
Spurs.
around the same time.
It's going to be the fewest people ever to watch an NBA playoff game
Yeah,
tonight
exactly. Skip, you
in
do know.
San Antonio.
How are you going to do it?
You do
2
know
for 1.
Samsung made more than one television
I got
set.
2. I got them one on top
It's
of
going to
another.
be stressful for you.
It's
You're
going
going
to
to
be
going back and
impossible.
forth.
It's going to be impossible.
I don't think
I don't know how I'm
Ernestine's
going
gonna
to
wanna
tweet.
walk
I always
through.
tweet about every pick. How am I going to do that?
Easy.
You know what?
You
maybe-
can't do 2 things at once.
You know what? Maybe I just won't watch the Spurs for once. Maybe
that'll help?
that'll just turn them
So
around.
you know what, Skip? That explains it. That explains why I beat you down every day, because you can't do 2 things at once. You're like, how am I gonna be? He's like, how am I gonna beat him debating when my Spurs lost and all? I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm beat down every day, but I'm up a net 33 cases of Diet Mountain Dew. How could that be?
No.
That doesn't go together.
No. That doesn't have anything to do. That has nothing to do with me, you and I debating. That has to do. I've made some wrong picks along the line. But when it comes to this debate game,
Really?
No mercy.
Let's talk about the latest with them.
at
They're
a
still
change.
interviewing head coaching candidates. And yesterday, Rick Bucher reported here on our show that Kurt and Linda Rambis have become major players in that search.
What?
And ESPN's Dave McMenamin reported that LeBron's trust in the organization has been damaged since Magic stepped down. But LeBron posted a video on Instagram yesterday responding to that report, saying simply, quote, "That is not true."
That is not true.
Shannon, do you believe your guy, LeBron?
I don't believe it's nuclear, Skip, but it's hard for me to believe that he hasn't lost some faith in this organization. Remember, when Magic Johnson was sitting outside of LeBron's house for an hour before the free agency period started, and he went into his home and he talked for 2 to 3 hours, there was no Rob Pelinka. There was no Jeannie Buss. There was no Luke Walton. So the one guy that LeBron wanted to meet with is no longer there. So it's hard.
Wait, are you sure LeBron didn't go to Magic's house? Like,
No.
didn't he sit in front of Magic's house for an hour before signing?
No, we let Magic in. We didn't want to get no tampering charge, so
I got
we saw him out there, but we didn't let him in.
But I was
so-
thinking LeBron was recruiting Magic.
Nah. So it's just hard for me to believe, Skip, under that scenario, the one guy that I talked to, and he assured me, well, we're going to do this. We're going to try to get a free agent this year. If not this year, next year, we'll definitely have you a superstar. And now that guy is gone. He thought he was leaving a situation where it was chaos. It was unstable. And he thought he was coming to a stable situation because now Jeannie Buss was in charge. She had brought on Magic Johnson. And so finally, it was going to be kind of like what he had in Miami. You knew the structure. There was no chaos going on. Pat Riley was running the ship. Now he comes to a situation that's exactly what he left in Cleveland. And so, you know, Skip, we like Jeannie. Jeannie's really good with the media, but it's about time to be up for this, Jeannie. You got to deliver. Now, I know, I understand that you're a woman, and we love that. We love opportunities.
Yep.
But I tell you what, you're going to get this criticism like a man.
Yeah.
So, because you need to deliver. 6 years in a row of not making the playoffs for the Lakers is unacceptable. Now, we got Jim. Skip, everybody thought, Jim doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He needs to get up out of there. Okay, she got him up out of there, went to court to do it. Okay, Jeannie, show me something. Show me some goods. Bring me somebody.
Do you remember that show, I Dream of Jeannie?
I do.
It's too bad this Jeannie can't fold her
Barbara
arms.
Eden.
Blink.
That was a good show.
Blink.
Larry Hagman.
But if she could just blink and make KD appear, or, then it would all be okay.
Oh, we get Kawhi. We take old Kawhi.
This Jeannie is out of the bottle. I don't know what happened here.
Something.
So the biggest shock to me I've had in we're going on 3 years here of Undisputed was what Rick Bucher sat right here and told us yesterday. The first shock was to me when I read that Kurt Rambis is now the point person in place of Magic Johnson, and I like Kurt a lot, and he's a smart man, but he has no experience doing this.
Zero.
And he doesn't obviously have the cachet and charisma of Magic Johnson.
Right.
No, not
So you've replaced Magic Johnson with Kurt Rambis, and then I kept hearing about Linda Rambis being like an executive or something,
Right.
best friends to Jeannie. And again, no offense to her, because I don't know anything about her. Maybe she's a basketball savant. But Rick Bucher said she's become a primary decision maker in this franchise alongside Jeannie. So Kurt and Linda Rambis, and Jeannie has final say. And Rob Pelinka, the most hated man in pro basketball.
That's universal. That is no speculation. Everybody says that. He's hated. Some people refuse to return his calls.
Okay.
And you give him more power.
Wait a second. You gave him more power, so he's your GM. And Phil is still in constant touch. Phil Jackson is in constant touch with everybody, with Kurt and Jeannie, and he's given his 2 cents. And Magic says, I talk to Jeannie almost every day. So he's still giving his 2 cents. And it feels so mom and pop-ish. And in the big picture, honestly, I'm not just saying this, I do feel sorry for LeBron James, as in, what did I get myself into? This is just wrong. This is worse than the Dan Gilbert dysfunction.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
At least you had David Griffin there.
Yes.
You were making smart decisions. In fact, I was making a case at the trade deadline a year ago. Dan Gilbert should have been executive of the year because you loved what he acquired at the trade deadline.
Plus, the fact of the matter is, for the first 3 years he was back, you knew who was making the decision.
You did?
Now we have no idea. Is it Kurt? Skip, how you like, you know what, KD, we like to schedule a meeting. Who's going to be in there? Kurt and Linda Rambis, Rob Pelinka.
What?
Oh, really? Oh,
KD's
I'm
like,
there.
what the hell? I wish I might take an interview with Kurt and Linda Rambis.
What?
You better send me. And that's the thing,
That's
Skip.
a good point.
They're putting people in position, and not to say, okay, they're not qualified, but I think you should build your way up before you have that kind of cachet. I'm looking across like, who are you? How long have you been in this role? and what did you do to get this role? Being someone's best friend shouldn't qualify you for a position, Skip. Now, if you want to cut your teeth, if you want to do it the hard way, I got no problem. I don't care if you're a man, woman, or child. You work your way up through the ranks.
Yep.
But because I'm your homegirl, or you and I, we went to dinner parties together, and you get put in a role, Skip, I don't agree with that. So I just need Jeannie to deliver something. Now, I'm talking about not the Barbara Eden. She's more like Christy Aguilera. I'm a genie in a bottle. But she need to put some KD. I need KD. I need Kawhi. I need Kyrie, AD. I need one of those 4 players, or I'm going to be very upset with Miss Jeannie Buss.
And all 4 of them, as we speak, are saying, what is going on
there?
Right?
The guy that's already there is saying what's going on.
He is.
You see him, Skip, he had a head full of hair. Did you see him yesterday?
How did that
happen? What you mean how it happened? You always trying to be slick, Skip.
Did he already go to Wakanda?
No. I mean, there you go, Skip. He was on that dancing.
Vibranium does a lot of...
LeBron had a head. I said, look at LeBron.
Good for him.
Head full.
He looked
Good.
happy.
Good for him.
Yes.
Maybe it was just the pressure was off and his hair grew up.
Well, it's about to fall out again once he read this story about
might all
letting
fall
Kurt
out.
Rambis make the point, people.
So I also remind you that our man Rick Bucher reported a month or so ago that Jeannie Buss got so upset just before the trade deadline that she briefly considered getting rid of LeBron so she could get out from under his agent, Rich Paul, who seemed to be trying to strong-arm the Lakers into forcing this trade with New Orleans that didn't happen. So obviously, maybe the bridge wasn't burned between LeBron and his younger teammates, but it got set on fire, and it may still be smoldering. And so Rick reported again yesterday that now Monty Williams would be the better choice for coach because at least the young players wouldn't think Ty Lue with LeBron makes LeBron just running the franchise. So that's no good for LeBron. Like LeBron, I'm pretty sure in his heart of hearts he'd rather have Ty Lue. He just knows him. He's comfortable.
Exactly.
He won with him, right? And now maybe they would go Monty Williams just so it would seem to the younger players that LeBron's guy wasn't in charge. Well, that's no good for LeBron either.
But
that's
you know
another
what, Skip
shot.
Bayless? Rick was reporting that Jeannie was thinking about trading us.
Yeah.
This thing don't turn around. We're going to walk up there and ask to be traded.
I agree with that. I was thinking, I think I asked Rick off camera, is there any way LeBron would just walk in and say, I just need out of here?
Everybody thinks that I came here to surpass Michael B. Jordan. I came here to help win some trophies and restore law and order to the Lakers. But I didn't come for these shenanigans, this foolishness. I've came for stability, and I'm not getting it.
Yep. Rick also reported a month or so ago that he talked to several owners who said they would be a little queasy about trying to trade a lot for LeBron at this point as he enters year 17.
Right.
But I got to tell you, just on marquee value, he can sell tickets and bring ratings like crazy.
For sure.
So,
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to find out where KD go. We might go link up with KD.
wherever he goes, you go?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or we might go join Kyrie somewhere.
Does KD want LeBron, though?
It don't matter what KD want. We bigger. That's what he needs to understand. Big bank take little bank. Hostile takeover is what we call it.
You're not better, but you are bigger.
No, we better too.
Yeah.
Skip, 27, 8, and 8.
Yeah. KD, you were raving about him last night. that was virtuoso. Virtuoso. Best player on the planet.
Why can't two things be true? That was a virtuoso. But how many times have you seen? You see LeBron drop 45 about 3 or 4 times last year. That's the first time Kevin Durant ever hit 45 in a playoff game.
He shares the ball.
For real, Skip?
Well, who was the back-to-back Finals MVP? Help me out.
They got nothing to do with sharing the ball.
I know, because in those game threes at LeBron's house,
hold on, let me
he just
see.
said, I got.
Oh, let me see. LeBron, KD had, he had 6 assists. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
But we seen LeBron triple dub.
Sure, yeah.
Triple dub to 40.
We
in
saw
the playoff.
LeBron,
What?
as a starter this year, go 28 and 27. I don't know.
He was hurt, Skip.
Huh.
Why can't you get that through your skull? It's thick, I understand it, but you understand LeBron was injured. He was injured.
That's what his physical therapist posted.
You know?
He was
So-
he was suffering pain.
So in other words, you
She
saying
said.
LeBron is lying that he was not injured, or the severity of his injury was not what he
you know
said
what?
it was.
He looked just fine to me.
Oh, he really?
Yeah.
The guy blocked his shot with his palm by not leaving his hand.
That's what happens when you get older. That's what happens when you've been in this league for 17 years.
No, it doesn't. He was at 16, 27, 8, and 8.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in MVP contention
But
next year.
he's effectively been in at 17 because he's played so many playoff minutes, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, like 2-3 years. Clear.
I'm wondering if he's thinking, I got to get out of here. That's what I'm wondering.
What is the timeline, though? If it doesn't start to get better soon, you'd think he'd have to start thinking about it.
Because look, this is not what we signed up for. So don't think. See, the thing is kind of like free agency and leaving teams is a lot like divorce. Once you've done it once, it's easy to do it again. He left Cleveland. He left Miami. He left Cleveland again. So don't think Lakers is out of the realm of possibility because we done been divorced before. We do it again. Find us a new one, hotter, sexier.
A lot of divorce.
Yep, sexy. I know that's not what you promised.
Sexier than the
You
Lakers?
promised me you gonna give me breakfast in bed, you gonna have the newspaper, you promised me all this, and now I get here and now you reneging. So since you reneging, I'm gonna renege that I'm gonna love you
Okay.
in life and in what is it, for rich or for poor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sickness and in health.
You had to
Yeah.
think about that over
Yeah, I had to think about it.
Never
So
to say it.
LeBron has become a Hollywood mogul, and I'm sure that's what he desired to become.
No.
Yeah, that was his goal, coming to L.A. But now he's playing for the laughing stock of the league. Is
Yes.
that what he signed up for?
No. Well, we might have to go next door. Might have to put a call into Steve Ballmer.
Really?
Yeah, we might just
That
do
is the place to be right now.
Right now, I love watching.
I mean, I love watching him. He like
That's
a
what I
kid.
just
He's
said.
like a little kid, Skip.
He's so
He like,
nervous.
You see,
I
little
know.
guy, we got it.
Right?
I mean,
I know, I gotta.
I was like, that joker worth $40 billion, acting like that on
I
the
know, I
side.
was looking him up just because I knew. I
This
knew
is-
it was a lot of money, and I was like, 40 billion?
This is why people with $40 billion buy teams.
Yes.
Because nothing will make them happier than winning that game last night.
Nothing.
Right?
No, where you gonna go? So what
I
you
love
buy?
it.
You buy a Monet for $200 million. Oh, what? I'm scared. You got
And you
$100
can
million
sit
jet.
and stare at it.
Exactly.
Right? Way to go.
That's what people with money do. They buy franchises.
I just want to hang out with him and watch a game. All right, so no LeBron in the playoffs. We still got Skip Spurs, though. They could get eliminated.
They going down, baby.
We'll see. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
And back to the NBA. Skip Spurs are on the verge of elimination tonight at home against the Nuggets. Denver blew out San Antonio by 18 in Game 5, but the Spurs are a 3-point favorite tonight. And Derek White has struggled the last 2 games after his huge Game 3. What was that, Shannon? You trying to get in there? Shannon, who you got who wins tonight?
I'm looking for a Skip. You seen Derek White?
Yeah, I have. Seen a lot of them.
Spurs. Spurs win tonight.
Oh, you got the Spurs?
I got them
tonight?
tonight. Skip, this is
Oh, so you saw the light.
No.
finally.
This is a very young basketball team. And going on the road to close someone out is very difficult. We saw them try to adjust in Game 1. They lost. They lost Game 1 because they're a young team, and they had to rally in Game 2 from 19 down, as you so eloquently stated twice. We had them twice by 19. Had past tense. You know, you're an English major. Past tense, had. Now we got the lead, 3-2. But I don't want to win in San Antonio. Although it is really nice, there's nothing like celebrating on someone else's court. I know I've won 2 AFC championship games on the opposing team's field. There's nothing like that, Skip. But I want to do it at home because I want Shannon to be right. Because I told you they're going to win in 7.
You know, the truth is you told me they were going to win in 6.
No,
that was your original prediction. I asked anyone to look it up.
Look it up.
Said
7.
You said Nuggets in 6.
No, 7. I got
7?
7 games.
You did not. You
7.
have no respect for the Spurs at that point.
Because I thought
It's the 2 seed against the 7 seed. There's no way you said 7.
They're young. Mike Malone.
They're not young.
Yeah, they are.
Joker played 3 years of pro basketball.
We don't count that.
He did. I counted. He is not a young player. Jamal Murray is not a young player. Come on, stop it.
Young.
You want young? I'll give you Derek White. He's effectively in his rookie year.
Y'all got a pop. Who got pop? Y'all got pop. We got Mike Malone. Now Mike Malone, I love Mike Malone. Love the sound bites, but he ain't pop. Y'all got LaMarcus Aldridge. Y'all got DeMar DeRozan. All-star. Derek White, who's a not superstar. But anyway, Skip Bayless, this thing is going back to the Mile High City. And when you walk in, you'll see 5,280 feet above sea level. Welcome to the Mile High City. You're going down in Denver on Saturday. That's what's going to happen.
I only hope we can get to Game 7 because I would like our chances in Game 7.
I won't.
I don't love our chances in Game 6 because the momentum belongs solely to the Denver Nuggets. I told you yesterday, in all my years of covering the NBA, I've never seen an emotional swing, a momentum swing as dramatic and inexplicable as this one. 13 straight early quarters, the Spurs looked like far the superior team. And the last 7 quarters have been non-competitive. They have been a mismatch. They have been a nightmare for me to watch because I see no signs of life. The Spurs have not competed at all for 7 straight quarters. That's a long time not to compete. And how you flip the switch and get it back tonight, I'm not sure. So Mike Malone volunteered the other night after the game. Why isn't Greg Popovich in the Hall of Fame? Well, for one reason, he's still coaching. Okay, but then I started wondering, is he still coaching or did he quit after Game 3? Well, I'm serious. Did he quit after Game 3? I don't know if he is coaching. I have seen no coaching. And I better see some coaching before tonight because they need a dramatic strategic change. I don't know if it's in the lineup, the style, the defense. Something has to change, like completely emotionally to change.
You got what you got.
Yeah.
David Robinson and Tim Duncan aren't walking through that door.
All right.
A 27-year-old Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili aren't walking through that door. You have what you have. You're plenty good enough.
I had what I had in Game 1, and we won at the arena in which the Nuggets had the best home record in the NBA. Game 2, 2 19-point leads. Game 3, dominated by the Spurs. Game 4, first quarter, 34-22 Spurs. End of story. So you say, I got what I got. Well, I had that. That's pretty good. That's a big body of work. That's a bigger body of good work than body of poor work.
Well, the difference is if you're going to tell me Jamal Murray's going to give me 24 points like he's given in the 3 wins, well, I'm going to say the Nuggets are going to win.
Okay.
LaMarcus Aldridge is not going to play as poorly as he played last game. You know that. I know that. So he won't miss those easy shots, those putbacks that he was missing the other night. So, look, Skip, enjoy this. Don't you want a Game 7?
All I know is if the Nuggets hit 3-point shots the way they've been, this game and this series will be over tonight because here are their 3-point shots that they've made starting in Game 1. They made 6, then 10 in Game 2, 15 and 15 in 3 and 4, and 14 in Game 5. Well, if you keep going 15, 15, 14, if they hit 15 tonight, it's over. Because you can't overcome, it's too many 3-3-3.
But y'all the best 3-point field goal percentage team in the NBA. That's what you were telling me.
Well, I didn't lie.
Okay, but when you shoot...
Why are you saying it so sarcastically? That's what they are.
Because when you shoot 3 and you make 2, you're going to have a great field goal percentage. But when the other team is 15 or 36...
Okay, here's my biggest concern about tonight. I've said this many, many times on television.
What?
LaMarcus Aldridge at heart is a trailblazer.
No,
I know they've bounced back, but the old Trailblazers were not that impressive.
That's why...
And DeMar DeRozan, at heart, he's a Raptor. And I'm talking about the old Raptors who would just genuflect in LeBron's presence and say, you got us, sweep us.
You know what?
Please sweep us out of here.
You know what?
Rudy Gay is not a Spur. I'm sorry. He's got some talent and he comes up big occasionally. He's just not a Spur. So I'm going to ask those three players tonight because this is it. This is about pride. This is about tradition. This is about defending your home court against embarrassment and absolute nightmarish disaster. Are you men or are you mice? Because they've been playing like mice. I have seen enough mice. We need to exterminate tonight the mice in our locker room.
What you going to do with Joker?
Yeah. Joker is really good, but Jakob Poeltl can play him. He played the first 3 games. He played him straight up and did a really good job.
And
then Joker said, "Okay, watch this."
Thank you.
And he got aggressive, and Jakob just couldn't hang with him.
And you need to stop saying that LaMarcus Aldridge is a Blazer. He didn't want to be a Blazer because the guy that's up there now, he saw what was coming. All of a sudden, he wasn't going to be the big fish anymore. The little guy from Oakland was going to be the big fish, and he wanted no part of that. But he met his destiny going to San Antonio because guess what? Kawhi, sure enough, showed up on the scene. So now he's the guy, Skip, embrace that. He's a Spur at heart. He resigned because he wanted to be there. So now go ahead and take your lumps.
You know what? He better be a big fish in a little pond tonight. DeMar DeRozan better be a bigger fish in a little pond. And Rudy Gay needs to at least be a medium fish.
No.
Medium fish.
No.
Yeah.
I need that star that you were telling me about. That blossoming star. That light shines so bright. You remember the guy that you told me game 3? He's a star. I can't tell.
Did you see what Popovich said after him?
What
he's
he said?
He's going to be a very special player, but he's very young. He was inactive for the first 9 games. He was inactive. That's how little Pop thought of him. Inactive for the first 9 games. This is his rookie year, and he is shocking Popovich. And wait until next year when DeJounte comes back. If I had DeJounte Murray tonight, I'd have a real chance against Jamal Murray. Yep.
You don't.
Sorry.
So, you know what? I just need San Antonio. Lulu's, y'all need to send me a couple of them big old cinnamon rolls. Them 1 pound cinnamon rolls so Jenny and I and Skip can share it.
I do not eat cinnamon rolls.
I'll be the only one.
Skip 1 pound of cinnamon roll like this big.
I don't eat them. Yeah, I don't eat them. I can't believe you eat them. Aren't you doing some ad, something about you're in shape?
Yeah,
How
I
can
am.
you do that?
I'm living.
Oh, you're like Frank Thomas, right?
No. I ain't using
Yeah,
that.
you're in Frank Thomas shape.
No.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Frank a little bigger than me.
He's a little
little
big
bigger.
man.
Yeah, you're a little bigger than me.
He's a big man. So we got a case on tonight. I'll take the Spurs.
No, game 7. I'm saving that for game 7.
Look, you had Spurs in 6? Come on.
No, I had
Nuggets in 6.
I had Nuggets in 7.
Yeah.
I'm
Are you sure about that?
He did not have Nuggets in 7.
I know.
Nuggets 7.
He did.
As he pull it up.
He amended.
Nuggets
He
7.
amended his prediction.
Nuggets
He said
7.
the Spurs are in charge, and then he decided.
No, there you go.
It's okay.
You
It's
Skip.
okay.
You won the first game. The series doesn't start till the road team wins.
Oh,
okay,
so
you
it
won.
started.
Yes.
Oh.
So we had to somehow wrestle home court from you guys, and we did it. So guess what?
Guess what?
You got to come back to the Mile High City.
I need
Catch this L.
Marco Bellinelli to make 7 threes tonight. That's what I need.
What? Geez, Skip.
The professional. You know you remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah. That's Bellinelli.
Why you? So you just want him to just come in and just go fuego, just light it up.
Just go crazy making threes because that's what it's going to take to stop this,
this
runaway train, this Denver Avalanche.
To combat that, I'm going to need Jamal Murray, I'm going to need Gary Harris Jr. and Will Barton. Probably make about 20 of them between the 3 of them.
What about Torrey Craig, your new guy?
Right?
He'll make 6.
No, he didn't make any the last game.
Okay.
But he's okay. We like Will Barton coming with that shock troop, that second unit.
Mike Malone, Hall of Fame coach.
I'm just worried about how you're going to handle it tonight, Skip. Spurs draft, tweeting,
I don't
watching.
know. You know what? I'm seriously thinking about not watching the Spurs, and maybe it will unjinx them. Maybe if they know I'm not watching, it'll take all the pressure off.
The Nuggets. You know what? I know somebody told me the other day, said Nuggets like broccoli.
Okay,
They're playing the old broccoli Spurs.
Eating
them up.
They're playing like they had a lot of broccoli.
Do the Giants have to take a quarterback in the first round tonight?
No.
D'Angelo Hall is going to answer that question next.
No mercy.
Well, we're about 9 hours away from the draft. D'Angelo Hall joins us. Good morning. All right, we're going to talk about the Giants here. They've got the 6th pick. There are reports that they love Duke quarterback Daniel Jones. So, D'Angelo, what should they do?
I mean, I think they should definitely go quarterback. I would have liked to see Dwayne Haskins in this particular spot. I think he's a little bit more pro-ready. He's played in bigger games. He's played against better opposition. But to me, everything the Giants have done so far since probably the middle of last season hasn't indicated that they want a quarterback to look forward for the future. It seems like, they're getting rid of really good players. Like, when you draft a player, the goal is for him to be a really good player.
For you.
Yes, a really good player for you. You want to, at some point, pay him what you think he deserves. And that's kind of how the ball kind of keeps rolling downhill. And so what's really puzzling is for the Giants to put all that value in Odell Beckham, develop him, and then basically hand him off to somebody else. And he is a extremely rare talent in the National Football League. And it would have been nice to see him paired with a nice young quarterback, to watch those two guys, along with Saquon Barkley, kind of usher in the new Giant football. And so for me, everyone says they're going to draft a quarterback. I thought they should have took one last year. I kind of think they'll go defense. They got rid of Olivier Vernon, a couple other guys on that defense.
Let Landon Collins walk.
Let Landon Collins walk. They got to get their defense a little bit more beefed up. And I think here with the 6th pick is a you can't miss in a guy like Josh Allen, a pass rusher who just has a motor. He approaches the pass rush position kind of like a Von Miller, where he's not the biggest guy, not the most stout against the run, but you're talking about a dude who can bend the edge and really make it hard on tackles to try to block him when you talk about just the athleticism he brings to the table as a pass rush. So I would love to see him go quarterback, but everything that they've done has showed me that that's not in their future right now, at least for that 6th pick.
They need to get a quarterback. And if you have value on a guy, Skip, go ahead and take him. You can't hope, well, we got 2 first-round picks. We're going to take Josh Allen. Let's say we take a defensive player, and then we'll probably trade the 17th pick, and we'll trade next year's first to move back up. But you don't know what someone else is going to do. You don't know if you're going to be able to move back up high enough to get the guy that you want. If he's there, go ahead and do it. Skip, I always tell the story. Had an opportunity to get Google. $85. My people tell me it's going to come out at $85 a share, Skip. I was like, okay, we're going to.
Your people?
Yeah.
You got like a whole team?
No, I had a couple of guys.
Financial advisors?
It's going to be $85. Everybody, all the analysts say it's going to be $85 a share. It opens up at $115. I was like, well, let's chill. Let's go ahead and get it. No, it'll come back down.
Is Google sitting there? Is Google sitting at number 6? Show me Google.
But here's the thing, though.
Show me Google.
Skip. You do realize in 1999 you could have bought Google for $1 billion.
So who are you taking at 6?
I would take if they believe he's the guy, you take him.
Really?
Yes.
Do you believe he's the guy?
No, I believe.
I don't.
I don't either.
Here's the thing.
Thank you.
I don't either.
If Dwayne Haskins had David Cutcliffe as his mentor, Dwayne Haskins would go in that spot. Because you know what they're thinking, Skip? David Cutcliffe, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, can't miss. You know how that works, Skip.
Yeah.
Just like all those quarterbacks, Jeff Tedford at Cal. All those quarterbacks that came out of Cal and Jeff Tedford. Ooh, Jeff Tedford. Ooh, he's a passing guru. And they take him, and what happened?
What happened?
Exactly.
What do you see in this kid? Overachiever.
I didn't see enough of him at Duke to
Underarmed, no big arm, moves okay. He's a product and sort of a creation of David Cutcliffe in that system.
Right.
Did they win big? They were pretty good, but
They were okay.
Okay.
In a bad ACC, they were okay.
What did they do against Clemson? That's what I need to know.
No.
Okay.
Not much.
Okay, so I always, in these situations, I do think outside the box. But remember I said this because I just know what my eyes tell me. I don't watch coaches' tape. I watch a whole lot of college football on my TV, and I wait to see who pops, who leaps off my screen, who catches my eye. And I know what I would do at 6, and I know what I would do at 17. I told you the second best quarterback in this draft is Will Grier. He's got, I read some quotes in ESPN, he's got the it factor. He's got a nice arm, and he came out big in big games against big teams. That shootout on that Friday night against Oklahoma was spectacular.
So you taking him at 6?
No, I'm taking him at 17 because I don't think anybody's going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking him at 17 because I don't see any mock that even has him
in the
close
first
to
round.
the first round.
He was off Joel's.
Our man Joe Klatt had him at 32 going to New England, and then he dropped off that.
I noticed that.
So at 17, knowing you can get other value at other positions at 17, and knowing nobody really has Will Grier ranked in the first round, would you just want to jump in and take him in the first so you can have him on a 5-year contract, or do you think somebody's going to somehow find out
Somebody will
about this
take
kid?
him after, between 17 and 32. Somebody's going to take Will Grier, I believe, and they might take him before 17. But I know who I would take at number 6. And I get you about Josh Allen, and I will admit, I didn't watch much of him. But I'll tell you who I did watch, a whole bunch of games. You saw him a lot. Devin Bush is the best defensive football player in this draft. I'm talking about football player. The great Derek Brooks was the roommate of Devin's father, Devin Sr. at Florida State. And Devin Sr. played in the league for 7 or 8 years as a safety. Do you remember Devin Sr.? Okay. The kids are all good athletes, but this kid is a really good athlete, but he's a chip off. In fact, I was texting with Derek this morning. I kept watching him this year at Michigan. I'm saying, he reminds me of somebody. It's Derek Brooks, because they're exactly the same size. They're like 6 feet, 230, 232. But could Derek Brooks go sideline to sideline?
You like him better? You like him better than the linebacker from LSU? Why?
I do.
Because boy, that dude.
But Devin Bush is an inspirational leader as a football player. Hard-nosed, knows how to play. What hurt Michigan in the Ohio State game was he got hurt in the second half, and the game was still teetering, and then it went totally crazy. But that's, to me, at 6, if I want a guy who's going to make 10 Pro Bowls and be the heart and soul of my defense for the next 10, 12, 14 years, it's Devin Bush. That's just me. That's what I saw. That's what my eyes told me.
You just signed Ogletree.
Okay.
You just traded for Ogletree.
This is special now. Okay. This is trust me. Just remember what I said about Devin Bush. He's going to make somebody a real hardcore long-term football leader. That's what he is.
But I spent a lot of time with him this year, and his father as well, who was on staff. And you're right. I think there is something really interesting, and he hasn't been talked about a lot.
Nope. But he's going to go. He'll go 10, 12, somewhere in there.
But the thing is, Skip, if you've identified a guy and you need that position, you take him. You take the quarterback. Now, I'm not. You or I, D. Hall might not take him. You might not like Daniel Jones, but it appears from what we're hearing, they love him.
Now, is the issue of them really loving him, or they just don't like Dwayne Haskins enough?
That might be a possibility.
So they just like, look, we got to take somebody.
Well, how about give up a 3rd round for Josh Rosen? Do you not like him? Because
I don't.
I think the price is coming down on Josh Rosen.
It could. So Dwayne Haskins, to me, reminds me too much of Byron Leftwich. And I liked Byron Leftwich, but I did not love him. And he went 24 and 26 as an NFL starter. Played in 1 playoff game against Tom Brady and lost that badly. But he was pretty good, wound up a backup in Pittsburgh and won a ring with the Steelers. But that's who Dwayne Haskins is. He's a little slow with the ball, slow feet, a little bit of a product of urban system, great protection, and a track team of receivers. It scares me because I know he was accurate, but it was more dink and dunk accurate. I'm not sure how he translates. I just don't know if he's your face of the franchise. He's one of those guys that you'd be wanting. I need a little more. I need to see a little more, and I'm not sure he's got a little more to give you. That's just me. Long term.
Well, the Giants better find a quarterback at some point in time. Because I don't care who they get. They can get Devin Bush, they get Frank Bush, they can get Bush the beer. Until they get the quarterback, Skip, to solve what's going on in New York, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's my problem. When I watched this Giant team play last year with all the players they had, to me the glaring need was quarterback. And I know Eli's won 2 Super Bowls, but yes, they didn't protect him.
10 years ago.
If you had anybody that could just extend the play 1 second, I mean, Eli was looking, he kind of reminded me of Jared Goff as a rookie. I mean, he did not look anything like himself. But as the season went on, Eli started to kind of shake the rust off. He looked better.
As the games got out of hand, and teams started backing off and didn't
all he did was
then all of a sudden
it was dump it to Saquon.
He can't push the ball down the field. Why? They're gonna run Saquon. They're gonna run Saquon in the ground.
Okay, I got you. So Gettleman said the other day, I'm just saying I won't force a pick. You can't draft for need. you will get screwed every time and make a mistake. If you're trying to draft a quarterback that you don't really love, like you say, at 6, I think, we got to get a quarterback. Let's try this. You will get screwed every time on that.
First of all, if I need food, I'm not going to the grocery store, even if I don't like the food, to buy toilet paper. Okay? They need a quarterback, Skip Bayless. Okay. Now, if you like a guy, go ahead and take the guy.
Okay, well, that's fine. But if you better love the guy at 6.
Yes.
Because that's your franchise. If you invest at 6 in a quarterback, for the next 4 years, you're stuck. That's going to be your project, right?
Yeah.
And if you're wrong, you're going to be really
And if
wrong.
you don't, guess what?
Miss the playoffs wrong.
And guess what? If you stick with Eli, you stuck for at least 2.
Well,
They've done that too, yeah.
They're in a
tough spot. They're in a really, really tough spot. Yeah. Really tough.
And then look at what Dallas got. They got a 4-year quarterback. Look at what Philly got. They got a 4-year quarterback. And you got do this, Skip. But you got a 16-year guy that you think you're going to take you back to the promised land.
The promised land. Could be wishful thinking over there.
It's going to be interesting.
All right, D'Angelo, good stuff. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to go back to the Warriors. Could they actually lose in the first round? Is that a real possibility? We'll discuss.
No mercy.
So the Clippers had a huge upset against the Warriors last night to force Game 6 tomorrow right here in L.A. Lou Williams hit big shot after big shot down the stretch, finished with 33 points. After the game, Steph Curry said there's no panic, but Steve Kerr added that he didn't like the sense of urgency. We're joined by Rob Parker for this next one. Rob, are the Warriors in trouble in this series?
Good morning.
Good morning.
No way, no how. They're not. And you know how the NBA works. To try to beat a team 4 times, you can beat them a couple times. And I'm going to be honest, this is going to be the Raggedy Andy edition of the Warriors. Here we go, trying to win 3 in a row, takes a lot out of you, all those other playoff games. I mean, last night, normally you would say you're at home, you want to, end the series and finish it up.
They were 15-point favorites.
Right?
Niggas had them as 15-point favorites.
And what did they do? They didn't play defense. They gave up 129 points. The Clippers shot almost 55% from the field. I mean, it was just a bad effort all the way around. But these things happen, I think, when you try to win. The Lakers, when the last team to win 3 in a row, the Lakers, they went 15-1. The second year of that streak, and then they went 15-4. I'm just saying, I don't know what the Warriors will wind up losing, but there'll be a number of games on their way. I just don't think that you can beat them that many times. But we should give them credit. And what I'm saying is the Clippers, they are who we thought they are. They really are.
What did you think they were?
I thought, Skip, going back, Chris Broussard and I had a huge argument on the radio about this because when they came back from 28 points against Boston on the road, after trading Tobias Harris, Chris was saying, oh, no, they're tanking. They're not going to make the playoffs. And I said, that's not a team that's tanking.
Right.
That's a team filled with...
So you thought they were...
So after that game, I was like, this is a tough team.
Right.
There's no reason to come back from 28 on the road after you traded your best player.
Sure.
So then when they came back, and they came back against Detroit that same January by 25 on the road. Then when they won the game in Golden State by 30, were down by 31. So all I'm saying is they're playing for their franchise. They're playing for their lives. They're not going to win this series. They're not going to do anything. But if you're a free agent out there, possible free agent, and you're looking at this team, you might be KD across the way.
Might be.
Okay, taking a look saying, they got something going here.
They do.
But when you come, they're going to have to give some of that up because you going to cost money.
No.
They got these guys cheap.
They still got a lot of cap room to go over. It might be. Everybody keeps talking about
Montrezl
Kawhi
Harrell,
Leonard.
free.
But I'm just saying this is about what happened last night is about the Clippers more than it is about the Warriors. The Warriors will win this series. I think the Clippers just showed who they are again, and I think the Warriors weren't ready again.
And yet you like the Clippers, but you give them no shot.
Not to beat them 4 out of 7.
Okay.
So
you give them any shot at home in Game 6?
I don't think that they're going. I think once again the way the Warriors responded after they were embarrassed again, they'll respond. They're good enough. They got the firepower.
How did
and
they
they'll win
respond
the game.
in Game 4 on Sunday afternoon?
I was at
Clippers?
that game.
Okay.
I mean, it was pretty close. And then
Pretty close. It was a 1-point game with 11 minutes left in the game.
And then what happened?
What did Lou Williams do after that? He went 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter. You
Well,
like that?
He's not going to
Is
make.
that who you thought he was? Because that's not who I thought Lou Williams
But
was.
Lou Williams is a good player. He's a stud.
He's not a good player. He's a great player.
But
He
you know how
really
Skip is. If you're great, you got to make every shot that you
Skip,
take in the fourth
He's
quarter.
the greatest scorer off the bench in the history of
the
this
NBA.
league.
It's true.
Okay? That's how great he is. Am I right?
You're right.
So what did we really see last night? We saw the Warriors, and again, I'm just playing off what Steve Kerr, we just heard him say, we didn't play with the urgency. I saw great urgency from the Warriors in the first quarter. They made 8 of 10 threes. How many times are you going to make 8 of 10 in the first quarter? 8 of 10 three-point shots? Should that not send that other team on vacation early? Should that not be the end of that night for the
Most teams it would, Skip. I
not
agree
this
with you.
team, which is why Doc has said again and again, most resilient team I have ever coached. Mouthful from Doc Rivers. He's coached a whole bunch of basketball
Won a
in this league,
championship,
right?
too.
So what happened to me was the Warriors on offense played a very good game last night, and it wasn't good enough because the Clippers played a better game. It was head-to-head. This wasn't an aberration. This wasn't a fluke. Game 2, you can say fluke. Down 31. Take
Biggest
your foot off
comeback
the
in the
gas.
history of the NBA, right?
All right, no fluke. Head-to-head, we beat you in your house. What have we seen routinely from the Warriors in their house this year? They've lost 8 games at home by 20-plus points. I'm sorry, 8 games total by 20-plus, 6 at home. 6 at home. They lost at home to Dallas by 35, to Boston by 33. There's something wrong with this team psychologically, internally. Maybe it's Draymond versus KD, the B-word incident. Something is amiss. And I told you the Clippers would win 2 games in this series, and now I don't see any reason why they shouldn't win Game 6. Am I going to bet on it? No, because the odds are, this is, as you always say, you got 4 players who can go for 40, right? and you do. But again, they're a troubled basketball team, and my gut is telling me they're not going to win Game 6. They're going to have to go win Game 7 at home. And that is going to be a spectacle because I don't think that'll be a cakewalk for them in Game 7.
Skip, you mentioned that Golden State made 8 of 10 3-points in the first quarter. And what they normally do is that it breaks your spirit. When they come out and shoot the ball like they shot it, but guess what? It's the old rumble in the jumble. When Ali whispered and George Foreman's there, that's all you got, Big George? Yep.
Yep.
So
Well, then hit me again.
Yeah. So the Clippers are like, that's all you got?
Yep.
Yep, that was it. Because you go 8 of 10 in the first quarter, you're expecting to be up, Skip, 10 to 15 points, maybe even 20. But you're up 4. You're up 4. So we took your best and we're still standing. Now because you didn't play any defense and you let us get our rhythm, now we're in the second quarter, we shoot 62%. You shoot 43%. And now what was a 4-point lead, now we go into the locker room, I think, with a 7 or 8-point lead at the half.
Okay.
And once they got a rhythm, and as you mentioned, Sweet Lou to the rescue, he was phenomenal down the stretch because he can get any shot he wants, he can get to the rim, and then you got Trez diving to the rim, and he's punishing folks.
Yep.
This is where they miss Boogie, Skip, because you can't play through Bogut. You can't play through Looney. You can play through Boogie, and Boogie's going to make Montrez work. So now all that energy that he has, he'll he'll have to expend some of it on the defensive end dealing with Boogie. He don't worry about anything. He's coming from the weak side, and although he might not block a shot, he's making you think.
Okay.
He's altering your shots.
But didn't you think Bogut would at least improve the defensive mentality and the rim protection?
Yeah.
They gave up 129 points at home.
Missing
That's
in action, absolutely.
But you know what now, Skip? Now all he does is sit hard picks. He'll draw a charge here and
he
there.
will.
He'll get a rebound here or there. But they missed because they had already initiated and integrated Boogie into their offense.
Not that they can't win without Boogie.
Oh, yeah, they can. But it's going to be more difficult.
And this is the point I'm making. As you go for that third one, and you know what? It's a grind. I really believe that it's taken a toll on them, and they want to get to the finish line. I still believe you can't beat them 4 out of 7. I expect them to win the championship. I just think it'll be raggedy, Skip. It won't be the team that you saw a couple years ago.
The question last night, you said Greg Popovich said you have to have a healthy fear. Do you think the Warriors have a healthy fear? Going into last night, did they have a healthy fear of the
appropriate
fear?
Yeah, but it's healthy. It's the same word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think they thought the Clippers could beat them last night?
from all the quotes I read from Kevin Durant, he's just raving about their competitive spirit. And he says, this is one opponent. I go home and I'm still thinking about what just happened in that game.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, they respected him.
Well,
now, Clay said after the game, we should do what we do in game
but
6.
He also said, I was
30.
But you remember the other day, Skip, he's like, I see what Houston's doing. They're up 3-0.
Okay.
And we don't want them to get any more extra rest. They're not playing the Rockets. They're playing the Clippers. Why are you talking about them? And then he said, he said last night, I was looking ahead, start with me. Mm-hmm. So that means, guess what? Somebody else, he wasn't the only one. He said, you just start with him. He didn't say I'm the only one.
And I think also, even though they lost and the Clippers came back from that 31 points, they look at that as an aberration.
Right.
They looked at it like, okay, we didn't do what we were supposed to. They hit some shots. We lost that game.
Was this
we're
an
not going to lose
aberration?
again.
Was this an aberration? Fourth quarter, 2:40 left in the game. Kevin Durant dunks and puts Golden State finally up 1. Now it's are we there yet syndrome. Like, is that enough? You guys going to stop now? You're going to quit?
Right.
Well, they're not going to quit. No. They go on a 12-3 run. The Clippers did to end the game. And Lou goes down and makes a 3-point shot, and Kevin fouls it.
Yeah, that 4-point, that was the dagger.
I don't think that was the dagger because that put him up 3. But then Steph goes down and dribbles into a turnover, which is just wrong. Was he gloating about that? Was he beating his chest over that turnover? Because he eats hot dogs every game. And then Lou comes back down and hits a second shot on Kevin Durant right in his face. Banks it up a little runner.
How can you do this to the best player in the NBA?
Well, that's the point. That's a statement.
Little sweet Lou.
That's a statement, man. That's saying we ain't going anywhere. We're right here. We got you.
And then he got him again and dished it down the line, and down the lane, and here come Montrez.
If you're Kawhi Leonard and you just watch it, and you look at the Clippers.
He don't got a TV. He ain't watching.
Oh, he ain't watching.
Well, I'm with you about Kevin Durant. I'm looking across the floor saying, wait a second. If I want to live in L.A., maybe I should live with them.
That's what I mean.
Right?
And we know it's not above him to join a team in which he was up 3-1 on.
Oh, look at this.
What are you saying? Have it happened before? Have it happened before? Yes or no?
The Clippers would have to win, though, for him to join.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that would be.
So
look at
the reason I am still favoring Houston to beat Golden State is Houston is playing defense at a high level. They held Utah to an average of 98 a game in those 5 games.
Utah ain't got no firepower, those skills.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell shot terribly in the game.
They got firepower when
let me ask you a question.
Fires.
Let me ask you a question. Is James Harden going to play like he did the first 3 quarters? Because that's 2 games, Skip. He's played terrible in the first half and parts of the third.
You know what impresses me about him, and I agree with you. But at the end of the game, Rudy Gobert got a pass from, I think, Rubio, and he's going to dunk it.
Yeah.
And it's a 1-point game, and he's going to put them ahead by 1 with, 15 seconds left. And James sneaks in there and snakes in and knocked the ball out of his hands. He can really disrupt on defense. This team has taken pride in its defense. It plays much better defense than Golden State is playing right now because Golden State's like average at best on defense.
I still can't buy. I'm still going with Golden State. I understand Houston is playing better, and they've looked shoddy at times, Golden State, but I want to see somebody, when they beat them 4 out of 7, I'll buy it.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Is LeBron already unhappy in L.A. For different reasons?
Jenny,
we'll
you asking me? Here we go.
No mercy.
The Lakers are still interviewing head coaching candidates, and yesterday Rick Bucher reported here on our show that Kurt and Linda Rambis have become major players in that search. And ESPN's Dave McMenamin reported that LeBron's trust in the organization has been damaged since Magic stepped down. But LeBron posted a video on Instagram yesterday responding to that report and saying simply, quote, "That is not true." We're joined once again by Rob Parker. And Rob, I got to start with you here. Do you believe LeBron?
I can't believe LeBron. And Shannon, you know what? First of all, if you have a false report, why would you respond to it? I wouldn't respond to something that's false. I just wouldn't.
You just don't acknowledge it.
Why would you acknowledge it's not true? And then
because then if you don't, they're going to say, if it's not true, why won't you refute it?
No, you don't have to. And here's the other part. He's working out. This is the Lakers gym, as if that proves anything. What is that? Where should he work out? Isn't he a Laker for the next 3 years?
Yeah, no,
that
go
doesn't
away.
prove anything.
Yeah, it does.
And he came here to work with Magic Johnson. When Magic Johnson quits abruptly and nobody knows, where's LeBron? Where's your press conference to talk about what's going on with the team? I'm still waiting.
Well, good.
I'm
Keep
waiting. Where is it?
It's not going to happen.
He came here. He didn't have a press conference when he first signed with the team. The team is in shambles, a mess. Jeannie Buss is running the Lakers like a mom and pop store. Everybody attached to the front office has some Laker tie, right? Everybody. Oh, Pelinka's Kobe's old agent. And then there was Magic, who was her one of her dad's best friends. And now Rambis's wife is her best friend in the organization. Now Kurt Rambis is in the interview process. If you're LeBron James, there's no way you can feel good about what's going on. It's hot garbage. That's what the Lakers are right now. And LeBron should say something. That's why I don't believe it. So I guess he felt compelled to put something up. But the whole notion that, no, it's not true and everything is cool, how could it be? Shannon, you know it's not right, because Magic, to quit the way he did, and even the report, Skip, makes no sense to me. So there were some emails. What? The emails all came on the same day, or were they emailed over time?
Shane, it was a call. I believe it's a culmination. There are a lot of things going on, and you hear the reports about the emails.
I
about
can't
Rob
believe
was
that
saying
that's the only
things,
thing.
and Jeannie was not defending them, and they're going back and forth, and they don't know Magic is getting these emails. I believe he has lost some trust. I don't think it's nuclear, or maybe I didn't hear the report. I don't believe it's beyond repair. I do believe, because when Magic Johnson went to LeBron's house, he came alone. Normally, when they went to recruit Kevin Durant, everybody went. Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, they took 6 of the guys, Brady, all that. Magic Johnson showed up. Now, the guy that showed...
And by the way, the worst sign for Luke Walton was Luke was not along for that ride.
Right.
And LeBron didn't even, remember they didn't correspond for like a week or 10 days?
Yeah. I'll holler. I'll see you when I see you. But anyway.
Right.
Okay.
And so, Skip, for me, to have the guy that, okay, you helped recruit me to come here, I believe I was coming here anyway, but that's okay. I'm going to give Magic some credit. Let me feel like a recruiter, even though I was coming here regardless. Give Magic a little love. Magic is not here. And what I thought was I was coming to an organization with stability, because Jim Buss is no longer running it. Jeannie, everybody loves Jeannie. Rob, even though these guys, the beginning of, we put a lot of guys in position, Skip, they had never held before. Rob Pelinka had never done his job before. Magic had never done his job before.
No.
And everybody thinks,
And by the way, Kurt Rambis has never done this job before.
No.
I don't know why people, if you run one business, you can run them all the same. No, you can't. Stop saying that. Magic was a CEO. You see how he wears Starbucks. Look here. Purchasing scones and getting Kevin Durant and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to come to your franchise is something entirely different, Skip Bayless. So I believe LeBron has lost some trust, and rightfully so. Would it be wrong for him not to, given what's going on and how it's being played out? It looks like the Lakers are very dysfunctional, and he's like, I thought I was getting away from that in Cleveland. When you fired the general manager a couple of days before the draft for free agency, and you have all this upheaval. I was coming here, they told me Magic and Jeannie had this thing on lock. We about to be good, and we not good.
So, as much as I love Magic Johnson, before we leave him behind, every night I watch Sweet Lou do sweet things to somebody, and I remind everyone, the very first move that Magic Johnson made when he took over the Lakers was he traded Sweet Lou, Lou Williams.
Why?
I don't know why.
Well, wasn't it cap space? Wasn't it when they were trying to get the space for 2 star players?
And now there's a player mostly sitting at this moment on the Clippers bench, Big Zoo, Zubats.
I like Zoo.
But he got traded at the deadline for a guy who's supposed to be able to shoot threes who can't shoot threes, Muscala. And I don't know what that move was. And I never have figured out the roster that got assembled by Magic with some input from LeBron. I don't know what they wanted, playmakers. It's just bizarre upon bizarre, and it didn't work. I still like the kids. I do like them. I like Brandon. I still like Lonzo.
But you got to admit that there's question marks, Skip, on those kids as far as can they get AD for them?
It doesn't feel like they'll be able to.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Okay.
And in the bigger picture, if I'm Kemba Walker or Jimmy Butler now, and I'm looking at this mess of the Lakers, it's not even a mess. It's an embarrassment, because it is mom and pop. And it's Jeannie keeping her friends close and enemies closer. Now you're pulling in ranks where you're, your primary decision makers are your best friends, and Phil Jackson is still having input through Kurt Rambis because they're very close.
Right.
And Magic says, I still talk to Jeannie every day. Really? Well, who wants to come here and be a part of this? Because I told him earlier, I actually feel sorry for LeBron James.
Right.
He's stuck in a mess. And again, he does have his Hollywood stuff going on. He's done great in that world. And so I'm sure he's very happy to be here for that part.
Sure.
But basketball is still obviously very important to him, and it's going nowhere right now.
And he doesn't want, do you want your last 3 years to be a part of a mess? And if even the guys you're talking about, Kemba Walker and
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler, those would be booby prizes. I mean, that's not what LeBron came here for. Would you admit that?
No, it's not.
And they're good players. Don't get me, I'm not trashing them, but that's not what he came here for.
Yeah, he wanted an A-list celebrity. Skip, what I don't understand is that why would Jeannie has heard this. This is not new to her.
Yeah, true.
Why would you give Rob Pelinka this kind of power when he's universally hated?
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Because he's Kobe's guy.
Right. That's again. This is where we talk about the.
But people make it seem like people lined up to come play with Kobe. Nobody lined up to come play with Kobe. Paul Gasol was a trade.
Nope.
Dwight Howard was a trade. LaMarcus Aldridge did not come.
But I'll give you a better one. Dwight Howard gave up $30 million to get away from.
Yeah,
Kobe,
that's what I don't get. They were like, oh, he's Kobe. Okay, fine. And he did an unbelievable job for Kobe. Kobe made a lot of money and handled his off-the-field stuff. Did great. But what does that got to do with now, Skip? When other front office people don't want to return your calls or don't want to answer the phone when you do call?
I don't know. And how would you feel if you're LeBron James? Obviously, he's had a long-time natural rivalry with Kobe.
Right.
And LeBron is thinking, this is my franchise now, because it is.
Right.
It's his franchise. It's not Kobe's.
Right.
So Kobe's guy is now running the show.
And
Wouldn't that make you uncomfortable?
And people like, okay, LeBron, Kobe, he might not want me to pass Kobe, even though I think he already passed. He really controlling my future here.
Maybe.
He pulling the strings. He's going to determine what we can do and don't nobody like him. So why am I going to go if I don't like somebody? And I can get the same opportunity somewhere else. Because guess what? These free agents are going to make the same thing in L.A., the same thing in New York. So KD can go anywhere, and he's going to make the same amount of money. Why am I going to go work for somebody that nobody likes?
Well, but that's why I think when LeBron says it's not true, I can't buy into it because just what you just laid out, he can't be happy. He's had to have lost trust in Jeannie Buss, in Rob Pelinka.
Sure.
And, of course, Magic isn't there. And it makes no sense either. Magic's saying he's talking to Jeannie why'd you quit?
Yeah.
If you're talking to her every day and I'm still consulting.
He doesn't have to take responsibility for the moves. He doesn't have to shoulder the blame.
Yeah.
Right?
See, now he can go in, if he go meet with KD or Kyrie or Kawhi, he can be Magic Johnson and chew the fat with them, as opposed to giving them an idea of what the organization is going to look like if they were to come.
Yeah.
So now I get to just talk basketball.
So KD's going to say, you going to be around every day? No.
No, I'm not.
And for me, I was like, hold on, are you gonna play again? That's what I need to know. All the old, they be bringing out these old guys that were great for these organizations. I'm like, you playing?
You playing right? No, you're not.
I just need to know who you gonna put. What's the other 4 guys we gonna roll out there when we tip the ball? That's what I need to know. What we got to do.
I am disappointed in LeBron that he hasn't said anything.
No, that's what we don't do that.
I am.
Yeah.
Shannon, I am. He's the face of the franchise. He shouldn't have just skipped out without having an exit interview for everybody to let people know. Fans would love to hear from LeBron.
Moments.
I'm also, I believe in the organization. We're going to get this thing turned around. I'm going to do whatever I can to help, you know what I mean, the front office in this transition. That's what we want from LeBron. Something.
LeBron had them incense, had that lavender and chamomile going with them orange peels burning. LeBron is in this moment because he already know. Y'all know how LeBron might fire off on somebody. He know this thing chaotic. So that's what we do in order. See, for me, that's how I am. You know what? When things are bothering me, you know what I do? I go home and close up.
Yeah.
Don't ask them, don't call me. I'm just lay low. That's
Is that
what LeBron
leadership? With all the young kids, and instead we
Let
had
me
to
ask you a
hear,
question.
Lonzo Ball and Kuzma answer the questions for the franchise?
If I swing on somebody, is that leadership? So to keep from swinging on somebody, I just go hold up.
So LeBron's going to swing on the front office?
He might.
So finally, our man Rick Bucher reported that, and remember, he is very plugged into the Lakers, that he's hearing they're leaning more toward Monty Williams to be the next coach because their fear is if they go back to Ty Lue, it'll look like LeBron does run the franchise, and they don't want the young players whose bridge is on fire with LeBron to feel like LeBron is completely in charge with Ty Lue in charge.
I'm sorry. I mean? Yeah, no, I get it.
It doesn't matter if you bring in Monty Ball, Monty Hall, Ty Lue. It doesn't matter.
But Ty Lue, to me, won a championship.
Yes.
And you have to cater to LeBron for the next 3 years. I'm sorry. You have to.
And what Monty Williams going to do? Oh, LeBron, we're not running this set. Oh, LeBron, we're not going to do that. Is that what Monty Williams is going to do? Absolutely not. They need to stop.
You don't think Ty Lue's getting the job, Skip?
Well, he said that they're leaning toward Monty Williams just to appease the kids. So now LeBron doesn't even get that priority.
So if LeBron doesn't get that, you think that makes it better for the organization long term?
I'm with you.
LeBron, right?
I do not think that.
Yeah. I mean, they keep on talking about Skip. They talk about, oh, these kids. We know what LeBron James is. LeBron James is still playing with unproven commodities. Now, we're like, they're still young, and you look at this guy at this juncture of their career. LeBron James doesn't have 7 years to watch these guys develop.
Yep. No.
He's on a schedule. He's on a very small time frame.
I would agree.
Currently.
I hear his biological clock ticking right now.
That's another MVP trophy set up on his mantle.
Oh, is that
That's what you heard. That was an MVP trophy set up on his mantle. And a finals MVP in 2 years.
So the final question that I'm going to ask is, are the Los Angeles Lakers still the Lakers in aura, mystique, national magnetism?
No.
They're really...
No?
I don't know. Like, I still love this franchise.
I do too.
I covered this franchise for the LA Times.
Right.
And it still has some mystique, but they've missed the playoffs 6 years in a row.
And not only that, Skip, them and the Knicks have the worst record in the NBA the last 6 years, which is incredible that the Lakers would be, lumped in with the Knicks. Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I read something they're number 2 in revenue sales still, but I wasn't sure. I mean, if that is going to stay there.
How long you got 2 or 3? It ain't going nowhere.
You're going to be okay?
They sell out every game, don't they, Skip? When he play.
Yeah, but starting next year, if they don't land another A-list, it's going to be like you're going to see some empty seats.
I mean, sometimes, Skip, you want to pitch a movie. Yeah, you want to get Denzel, you get Samuel L. Jackson, you want to get one of these big-time Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and you have to go to your second option. And the second option had that thing, because Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't number 1.
And you know what?
Look at it, Skip.
That movie's going straight to DVD. That ain't box office.
You a hater.
Do coach first so they can.
But sometimes you got to do that. You buy small, go to DVD, make a lot of money, no overhead.
DVD, okay. Rob, thanks for joining us. Which Oklahoma quarterback will be the better pro? Baker Mayfield or
Sam
Kyler Murray?
Bradford.
It's going to be hard for you to pick. He's not in the mix. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Kyler Murray is the favorite to be the first pick tonight. So, Shannon, who will turn out to be the better quarterback? Are we going with Kyler or last year's first pick from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield?
Man, I'm going with that old cookie guy, old Baker. Yeah, he's good at baking.
Yeah, you're driving his bandwagon. Yeah.
You know what, Skip, for me, after watching him last year, his arm is better than I thought. His accuracy is better than I thought because his anticipatory skills are better than I thought. And so with that being said, I just think he's going to have a better career. It's just hard for me to believe a 5'9" guy, 195 to 200 pounds, is going to be able to stay healthy. Now, Pro Football Focus ranked the Arizona Cardinals as the worst offensive line in football.
Yep.
Now, I watched the college awards show, and the Oklahoma offensive line got the best award for the best offense, got the award for best offensive line in football. So we see how that, and again, it goes to health. And then I love what the Cleveland Browns have done for Baker. Odell Beckham is 25. Jarvis Landry is 25, 26. They got Callaway. They got Njoku. They got Kareem Hunt, who's going to miss the first 8 games. They got Nick Chubb. I love what they've surrounded him with. So with that being said, it's hard for me to envision a scenario with Kyler Murray because it's going to be a wild, Skip. This is a rebuild. Larry Fitzgerald is only going to play probably 1 more year max. And they don't have the weapons around him. They don't have the structure that Baker has in Cleveland. So I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield.
You know how much I think of Baker Mayfield. I love him.
Yeah.
And I told you last year I'm taking him number one and not looking back, and I think I was alone in that, and they took him number one, and now you are the president of the Baker Mayfield fan club, which is ironic.
I love this question, too.
Yeah, okay.
Pick between your two kids.
Baker's going to be a very good NFL quarterback, and he showed you last year he's on his way. He had an okay year. He was 21st in QBR last year.
Oh, it's okay now.
He didn't exactly light it up in QBR.
Oh, okay.
27 touchdown passes to 14 interceptions. Kyler Murray will be an even better quarterback than Baker Mayfield will be in the long run. And I'll give you, it's going to be a rocky start because that's not a lot to work with. But he does have his football soulmate as his head coach and coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury. And we're banking on that they're actually going to do this unless they get cold feet and run from it. I don't think that they will. But I'm going to remind you, Baker Mayfield is basically an overachiever. And I don't always love overachievers. He was not a one-time walk-on. He was a two-time walk-on, right?
But that lets you know how talented he is.
Would you consider Kyler Murray an overachiever? What a stud of a performer he's been.
Didn't he walk on to Oklahoma?
Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he transferred to Oklahoma.
Okay.
He didn't walk on. Yeah. I mean, he was a top national recruit.
So was Baker.
Everything.
He was not a top national recruit. I'm sorry, he just wasn't.
He started from the bottom. Now he on the top.
Kyler Murray, not once or twice, 3 straight years he won the Texas State High School Football Championship. He put up numbers at Allen High School that are just off the charts. Then he became the 9th overall pick in the baseball draft. Then he stepped into the biggest pressure cooker you could ever step into in Norman, Oklahoma. You're following a Heisman winner who went number 1 overall in the draft and had put up back-to-back number 1 QBR seasons in the college football.
We kept him on the bench.
Okay.
If he was that good, he'd have replaced us. That's what Tua did. That's what Tua did to Jalen Hurts because he was the better of the two.
So would you believe, this was a shock to me because I'm an OU nut, but I'm sitting back thinking, boy, Kyler's going to have a rocky start to his first year at Oklahoma, his only year at Oklahoma. He took it up a whole nother level. He put up the greatest statistical year in the history of college football.
In that conference,
in that conference.
Jalen Hurts going to throw for 30 touchdowns, and he only threw for 10.
So what happened in the national semifinals that these two kids played in?
He called that L.
Okay. Baker Mayfield played pretty well against Georgia, not very well in the second half. He threw for 287 total. He rushed 12 times from 1 yard. So that's all because Baker's not going to hurt you with his legs that much. So he had 288 yards of offense. Last year against Alabama national semifinal, Kyler Murray put up 417 yards of total offense.
300 of it came in the second half. Meaningless ball. We don't do skip. We don't do meaningless.
Okay. So let's look at their worst loss, their only loss of their last years at Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield, would you believe in his final year at Oklahoma, he lost to at home to a 30.5-point underdog. Iowa State went to Norman. And I came in here on Monday. I told you it's the worst loss my team has ever suffered when they were good. You know, it's the worst good team loss in the history of Oklahoma football. You lost to a 30.5-point favorite at home. And Baker was pretty good in the game. He threw for 306. He actually ran for 90 in that game, but they lost 38-31. So Kyler's one loss was to Texas. Once you were at that game. And again, it was 48-45. He did throw one fourth quarter interception. Not good, but he was pretty good in that game because he threw for 304 and ran for 92 more. So
Baker
4 touchdown passes.
So Baker threw for more yards and rushed for more yards.
Yeah, but against Texas, then he got revenge over Texas in the Big 12 championship.
And then what happened? And both of them, when both of them met those foes from the SEC, a top dog and a Crimson Wave, what happened? Engulfed.
Kyler had the better game.
No, both of them. One played good in the first half, the other played good in the second half when it didn't matter. That's fact.
Yep. Well, fact is that Kyler's got a better arm than Baker Mayfield. Kyler, to me, is at least as accurate, if not a little more accurate. And Kyler, trust me, if he timed in the 40-yard dash right now, if he's in shape, he would run in the 4.2s.
They ain't running no 4.2s.
I told you, it's the quickest feet I have ever seen in all my years
taking a whole bunch
football.
of steps, ain't going nowhere.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take it.
Like Fred Flintstone getting ready to start the car.
I'm going to take it. So you just compared Kyler Murray to Fred Flintstone.
Well, when he get ready to start the car, what does he do? Exactly. Yeah. That's how he runs. I give him like 4.4. I think he probably run 4.4.
No,
but
again, Lincoln Riley said when he was out of shape and the first day he arrived from Texas A&M in the transfer year, they timed him and he ran 4.3, and they were shell-shocked that he could run 4.3 looking just a little bit pudgy. Yeah. And once he got in shape, you don't think he'd run 4.2?
You know what? I think I'm going to name, if I were to have some kid, I ain't looking to have no kid. I think I'm going to name my kid Cadillac Sharpe, or maybe Studebaker Sharpe, Lincoln Riley.
Oh, to compete with Lincoln Riley?
I like the name Lincoln. I don't know about Cadillac Sharpe.
Cadillac, Caddy.
You can have another kid at 50?
Whoa, why you looking at me? Why you looking at me like that?
Well, I'm just asking you. You said you're going to name him.
Like Rob said, my biological clock is ticking.
Okay, well, I mean, a lot of guys do.
Oh, it just went off. I'm done. Oh, it just went off. I'm done.
Yeah.
You're done.
I'm done.
Okay. What I love about these two, having spent a lot of time with them, they have this extreme confidence.
They do.
But it stems from totally different places.
I agree.
And it's like you said, it's the walk-on who is always going to be proving everyone wrong. And then it's Kyler, who I feel was patiently waiting just because he knew how good he could be, that he was never fazed by it. And now we just are patiently waiting to see what's next.
Baker always say, I came on the bench. He couldn't start in front of me. That's Brian Greasy claim to fame. He I kept Tom Brady on the bench.
Baker Mayfield had just led college football in QBR in his year before. Who do you think is going to be on the bench?
Hey.
Anybody would have been on the bench.
No.
Yeah.
Tua would have took that. Tua would have got that job. Oh, Tua got him.
We'll see. Okay.
Tua got a job from a guy that went to the national championship game and was 1 second away from winning the national championship. That's what Tua did.
The guy who should have been playing in place of Tua, who saved your season, is about to win the Heisman Trophy at the University of Oklahoma.
You know good well that man ain't about to win no Heisman.
He is.
Oh, he's not.
He lit it up in the spring game.
I have a feeling I'm going to be spending a lot of time.
I think you are too.
This next season.
Enjoy.
Plenty to talk about. You guys can come.
No.
You're welcome anytime. Should Damian Lillard still be talking trash to Russell Westbrook? We will tell you what he's saying next.
No mercy.
Damian Lillard eliminated the Thunder on Tuesday with the 37-foot three-pointer heard around the world. He followed that up with a wave goodbye. Well, it turns out Lillard had a reason for the reaction. He told our own Chris Haynes about Russell Westbrook's antics in the series, saying, quote, he's pounding his chest and talking bleep, and that's what gets him going. That's the difference between us. Lillard appeared to take a shot at Russ in another way yesterday on Instagram with this quote from the book, The Art of War. It is the unemotional, reserved, calm, detached warrior who wins, not the hothead seeking vengeance and not the ambitious seeker of fortune. Deep thoughts. Shannon, do you like Dame doing
That's one of my favorite books, Skip. I got that one. I read it from time to time.
It is a great book.
Yeah, I read it from time to time.
I got to read it.
I don't like it. I love this. Now Dame, Skip, T-Mobile commercial. Dame is in my fave 5 now. LeBron, Dame, at Beverly, KD, and Kyrie, they're my fave 5 now. Okay. I love it. Because guess what, Skip? Because every time Russell Westbrook hits a shot, he's doing something. He's rocking the baby. Ooh, he rocked the baby. Bruh, you hit a jump in the first quarter and you rocking the baby already? So I got no problem.
Which baby was he rocking? I get it if there's actually a baby that you're going up against.
But basically what he's saying is that nobody can guard him. He's the adult in here, and these are kids that's playing against me, so I got to put them to sleep. But what I like...
Were they kids? I mean, it wasn't like De'Aaron Fox?
No, but that's how he he wants to feel like he's superior. But Chris Article had something said something in this article. He said they were sitting there watching the game the other night, and said for several minutes, he and Dame was just sitting quietly on the sofa, chowing down on fried catfish. Lord have mercy. Red beans and rice, broccoli. All of a sudden, Dame spoke. I'm getting rid of these mofos tomorrow. Boy, that damn little yes, sir. That's what I like to hear you. That's how you supposed to talk. And he Skip, you remember what was that game 3? Everybody, Dennis Schroeder and everybody just going crazy. I'm like, whoa. I said, he heard all that.
He did.
Skip, I love this.
I'm not sure I loved it, but I liked it because this was all-time artful trash talk. This was sophisticated, classy, mature, I told you so. So I love that part of it because this is a famous quote from a famous book.
Yes.
So I'm going to read it one more time. The unemotional, reserved, calm, detached warrior wins. So true. Not the hothead seeking vengeance, Russ, and not the ambitious seeker of fortune. And I think that applies to Russ's triple doubles. That's seeker of fortune, right? That's what you're seeking, triple doubles as opposed to double U's,
yes.
right? And the point is, I'm hoping, against hope, because I don't think he will, I hope Russell Westbrook reads this and takes it to heart, like thinks about it through the offseason, because what just happened was a mature basketball player, that's Damian Lillard,
Right.
overcame a superior athlete with extraordinary willpower, but who still hasn't grown up as a basketball player yet. He hasn't figured it all out. Like Dame figured out how to win. And we had a great conversation yesterday about he's always this guy because he chose to play on the AAU team that wasn't superior. Like he wanted to be the guy who shows the best team how to do it.
Right.
And then he's the one who's spoken out from the start. I want to stay in Portland.
Right.
I want to stay in Portland, Oregon. I don't want to join forces with anybody. I'm happy
Or they can
here.
come join me.
Okay, or they can come join you. And maybe more and more they will want to come join you. Because it's not like you can't win in Portland because they have one in Portland.
They have one.
Yes, they
But I love this, and he's absolutely right, because every time Russell does something, he has yet to hit a shot that I've seen in the last, and he just runs down the court. He's got to make some gesture. He's got to pound his chest. He's got to yell. He's got to scream. And Dame's just hitting like, hold on, bro. You got a 4-year, 5-year contract for $205 million. You know you're supposed to make those shots. You know you're supposed to make that layup. You're supposed to make that pass.
Getting to the point when he makes a three-point shot, we're all like, way to go, Russ. You made one.
But hold on, Skip. What about the gesture when you airball it? What about the gesture when you brick it?
He bricks a bunch.
Well, 29% says he bricks a lot of them.
Yep.
I love Dame. Dame my fave now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Think
he won over a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know about a lot, but he won me over. Yeah. I'm not an easy win over.
Well, I got to tell you, Russell Westbrook, he unwon me. It was just hard to watch what happened. And again, that series effectively ended the previous game when, with 2 minutes left in the first half, he finally hit a three, and he just beating his chest, screaming to my house.
And you know what I like? You know why this game was so?
Yeah.
I love that 37-foot three so much. You remember Game 3, Skip? With no time on the clock.
Yeah.
Paul George dunked it.
He
Oh,
did.
you remember that? Oh, why'd you dunk it? Oh, I did dunk. I'm just playing basketball.
Maybe,
Take that three with you.
Maybe Russ rubbed off on him.
Yeah. Dame said, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Take that with you.
Yep. Schroeder's tapping his watch. Okay.
That's old week, yeah.
Yeah.
Shea time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Shea time.
It never,
at
it never has been
6:31
on this show.
At 6:31.
Really?
It's Shea time.
Well, maybe at 6:38 p.m. it is, but not at a.m.
We're going to have to do that every
West
day.
Yeah.
Every day now.
Every day.
Yeah, 6:31 is wings time for you. Yeah, you and Dame.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Come fall,
Yep.
6:31. Cowboys took another L.
Really?
Yep.
Another thing I've gotten used to around here is Shannon hating on Tom Brady.
Yep.
But apparently the rest of the world, they
knew?
do not.
I don't understand
We'll
it.
explain next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. In case you didn't already know, Tom Brady is very popular. The 41-year-old is #1 in NFL merchandise sales for the second year in a row, and for the third time since 2014, Brady beat out Skip's other favorite player, Dak Prescott, came in second. Yeah,
That'd be
second place.
one and two.
One and two, not a bad place to be. Shannon, what does this tell you?
It tells me that Tom Brady is the face of the NFL. There's no other guys on that team jersey. Really, let's be realistic, Skip. There are no J.J. Watts. There are no Von Millers on there. And Edelman is the only other guy that you would purchase his jersey. That's not to discount Tom Brady. He's the face of the league. They won the Super Bowl.
I thought he was over the hill.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't get it.
Dak Prescott, really? He happens to be quarterback on the most popular team in America.
Oh.
Tony Romo always ranked high. It's not based on anything other than popularity. Zeke's #4.
Wow.
But guess who #3 is?
Huh.
Who #3, Skip? You know who it is.
Oh, that was sort of the aberration.
That wasn't no aberration.
That was the outlier.
Yeah, it was no outlier. But you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I just want to know.
How can I be ashamed of Tom Brady? He's number one. Do you
that.
realize he's creating whole new generations of Brady fans who are confident he's going to play 3 more years?
I just want to know, if you got money that you want to just keep buying Tom Brady jerseys, come on, give it to me.
Yeah?
Skip, how many different colorways? All you got is a throwback. You got the red, you got the white, you got the blue. That's it. And you buy 2, 3 new Tom Brady jerseys every year.
You know what? I need a new Dak jersey.
I was just thinking you might need a new one.
I've got. I threw one away.
You need to get you another one.
Yeah.
You go through another one away too.
So, wow, 2 in the top 4 from America's team. It's still America's team.
No,
Good
Tom Brady.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.